Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, procrastination, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I am Mr. Jason Roskam, with me here each and every single week. The I don't feel like it to my I'll do it tomorrow, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Fucking, I am the master of procrastination.
Oh yeah, same here. No, we're sitting here getting ready to go live. We're like bullshitting, like, I got a bunch of stuff we got to do, and it's like, fuck, we got to go live in 1 minute. Click, 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 click. We normally have a much more of a structured preamble and everything that we go to.
Well, so I ran later than usual from work, so it kind of threw everything off, and then we had shoved some food in our faces because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And fuck it, it's a little rushed, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're doing it live.
We are doing it.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
See, I wasn't ready, and
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. John Williams.
So what are we talking about today?
Today is our 250th episode, Jason.
Yes, it is.
And that's fucking bananas. Just to think about 250 times at a minimum, because there has been, just a couple of extra episodes probably.
So it's actually funny you mentioned that, because as I've been kind of researching, I say in quotes, for this episode, I've been going back and listening to some of our old shows. And if you go into our feed, and you hit like see all episodes, it's like see all, and then in parentheses, it's like 263. So we've had like 13 bonus episodes throughout the course of the show.
But as
14.
This is the 250th
numbered episode.
So this is like the official 250th line in the little how's your father, little
I don't know what I really don't know what you're doing.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do my breathing exercises before.
I know.
Yeah, this is like the professional. We got a
gotta go lion face. Lemon face. Ooh. But you didn't actually say what we're talking about.
Yeah, I did. I said it's our 250th episode, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
today.
so
the fact that it's our 250th fucking episode.
Yeah, and
we've been doing this for 5 fucking years, dude.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk about that. We're kind of looking back on a lot of our early episodes, kind of reminiscing, and we also have some other career stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lengthy discussion.
This is a sidebar of Sidebar Cantina sidebarring.
Yes, it's a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Do we want to talk about Patreon?
I wish we had more thumbs. Yes. You're going to talk about Patreon, Jason. It's your job.
Why are you sticking it in my face like that? You missed a that's what she said joke. I teed you up and you blew it.
I was distracted by it's just fun to go in between the camera things. See, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're missing out on shenanigans like this. See, look, I'm making the cup disappear. Almost dispersed. Anyway,
we want to give a huge shout out to our current patrons. We couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Big thanks to Shotgun Mark, Frank Kalevich, Frederick Martin, Lord Helmet Fire, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse podcast, Ivo G, Kristen Roskam, Nick from Swede Studios, Catherine Rennick, my wonderful mother-in-law Patricia Goodstein, Don Solsky, Nicholas Schaefer, David Schmuck, Wally.
Can you see my eyes?
Wally Frogmore, Tony Ferrari, Brady Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy.
You can see my eyes now.
Can you? Oh,
thank you. Good.
Kind of.
Gotta kind of lean down. Go ahead, keep going.
I'm done.
What's wrong with you?
It was a very quick Patreon read.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, our patrons are going to be more involved in the show later on.
Oh, okay.
So.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jennifer.
Jennifer Lopez.
No, it's Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. Definitely need some
Yeah, can't just tape them on there. You got to roll the tape back, make it two-sided. But
we're going to put those right there for now.
So, you got any Red 5?
Who wants to go to Chicago?
Eventually.
You do. Countdown to ScarifCon is on, and we want you to join us there. July 23rd at Murray's Caddyshack. Yes, it's that Bill Murray of Caddyshack fame.
Bill Murray's the shit.
He is.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he is. He is a national treasure.
Indeed.
And I don't know what we would do without him.
No, wait, didn't he just get Me Too'd?
Fuck Me Too and fuck people. I'm saving that. Save. Pause. Pause.
All right.
Meet us at Murray's Caddyshack, July 23rd, and you will do it. More Red 5 after the show. Do it.
A little late on that drop.
Do it. Well, I usually pause longer.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things to talk about tonight.
Indeed, we do.
Yeah, press forward.
Something else that we need to talk about. We do a segment on the podcast almost every week called This or That, where our social media director, Luna Girl, puts a poll up on our Instagram. What is our Instagram, Dave?
At the Sidebar Cantina.
And she gives you 2 options. You pick an option, and we go over the results here on the show. And she also does a Twitter poll as well. So, this being sort of a poll. This being a Dave and Jason-centric episode, where basically this is about us. So, if you don't want to hear about us, then
It's always about us.
you're listening to the wrong show. But in celebration of our 5 years and 5 years and 250 episodes of podcasting, it's Dave or Jason, this or that. So first of all, who would you have a marathon gaming session with, Dave or Jason?
So I guess it really comes down to, like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be successful at the game, or are you trying to be entertained?
Right.
Because I would think that I'm going to be more entertaining because I suck at games.
Right.
But if you're trying to be successful at the game, then Jason's the guy.
Right. That's pretty much what I was thinking too. And I guess that's what 68% of the people were thinking too, because 68 said me. They'd rather have a marathon game.
That makes sense. I'm willing to give you that.
Probably because I'm more committed to playing video games and just maybe have more time, especially coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Purely for entertainment, Dave, for the anger.
Yep.
Anger.
Yeah. Who would you watch a really bad movie with? What would you say to this?
Me.
Yeah. I
fuck.
agree. I would have picked you too, because like you are super fun, because you get 2 ends of the spectrum, right? Because with me watching a bad movie, I find it more as like watching a comedy, right?
Right.
Like I see the humor in it and just the absurdity of it, while you just get angry. You just turn into Angry Dave.
Yes, it's like, what the fuck?
And I think
like, why was this made?
Yeah,
like, why is this should have never. There's electrons wasted. My time is wasted.
Which, you see that with us whenever.
Where's the coat hanger for Birdemic?
Right, exactly. When we do movies like Birdemic and stuff, I feel like you're probably the more entertaining one to listen to on the podcast after those, because I find the humor in this shit, and I think it's great. While as you just like, well, you act like you just did.
Anger.
And 81% of the people agreed that they would rather watch a bad movie with you.
Oh man.
Kind of found this one interesting because you can kind of look at this 2 ways. So basically it's, who do you want to unclog your toilet?
Okay.
So for me, I would think, all right, which of us is probably the most handy around tools and appliances and equipment, all that? I would have picked you.
Right.
Right. Because I'm thinking if I've got a problem in my house, I'd rather Dave try to fix it than me.
Right.
Because you have the more,
and Jason's
mechanical
actually
know-how.
watched me unclog toilets at the shelter.
Yeah. Not that I haven't unclogged toilets in my past, but you're just more of a handyman in general.
Jason, what is a closet auger?
I have no idea.
Okay. You don't want Jason unclogging your toilets, people.
So
Jason's knowledge of unclogging toilets involves a plunger.
now I wonder, well, of course. Now
That's not...
I kind of wonder almost if some of these responses were more like, which of these assholes do you want like in your smelly fucking toilet trying to unclog it as you're sitting by laughing?
man, that's fair.
Because that's what I'm thinking, because 57% actually picked me for this.
I think what we're getting here is the hands in the poop was definitely the leading factor.
Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because this
Drive
should have
movie.
been like you hands down, but for some reason they feel like they want me to clean their
Yeah,
toilets.
Luna Girl said, "Oh no, Jason would definitely be funnier to watch unclog a toilet." Yes. So,
All
I
this one kind of pissed me off, and I'm disowning all of our listeners now, or
Okay.
at least 52% of our listeners. who are you taking to Galaxy's Edge?
Okay.
And 52% of the people picked you.
Woohoo!
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes!
I have so much more experience at Disney parks than this motherfucker.
What the fuck does Disney park experience have to do with it?
Galaxy's Edge is a Disney park. I know my way around Disneyland like the back of my fucking hand.
Have you been to Galaxy's Edge?
No, have you?
No.
But I'm more.
So we have the same level of expertise.
No, fuck you.
And it would be about 50%.
All right, I guess.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah. I feel like I would be a much better companion and guide and...
Would you?
Yes.
I would provide much better lightsaber noises.
I guess I can't argue with that one. All right. And then who are you meeting at the cantina after work? I honestly would have picked you again, especially since I can't really drink alcohol right now.
Well, yeah.
But 52% again picked you.
Yeah,
so,
and I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fun to have a drink with. Yeah, I know from experience.
Yeah, this is...
Whereas...
What you're getting these days, especially like maybe in the early days of the podcast when we were drinking more, you probably got a lot more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But more recent listeners probably aren't getting the full, drunk experience.
And that was something that I took note of when I was going back and listening to some of our old shows. Is we were drinking every fucking episode.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good times.
To be 40 again, right? Bonus question. So this is something that, as I was going back and I was listening to some of our older, episodes, we talked about Star Wars marathons a lot because I know when they did The Last Jedi, some theaters were doing Star Wars marathons in theaters from episodes 1 all the way up to 8, and then we knew of some that were also doing it up to 9. And I'm like sitting there thinking, like, fuck yeah, we never did get to do a Star Wars movie marathon. And then I'm thinking, well, shit, I might have some free time coming up. Maybe I should do a Star Wars movie marathon. And then I started thinking, like, I wonder how many people have actually done that. Sat down and watched all 9 movies in a row. Obviously, you got to take bathroom breaks, food breaks, and all that in there. But I was curious how many people have done like a 9 Star Wars movie marathon.
Okay.
And so I asked Luna Girl to do a Twitter poll for us, and she did. And surprisingly, 38% of respondents said yes. So, well, okay, I'm sorry, that was Instagram. On Twitter, 55% of people said yes. Which, I mean,
those are people. You have to dedicate a lot of time to it. And now
it is.
I know we had actually talked about doing it with that's all right. As I say it in my head, the pre-recorded sound before it gets out of your mouth.
Uh-huh.
It's just going to sound bad, but fuck it. Like when we were going to do it with Big Swede, the movie marathon before Rise of Skywalker,
yeah,
and it just didn't pan out because
because it was only in like Baltimore or New York.
Yeah, it was in like Ocean City, Maryland, or some bullshit like that. So it wasn't cost effective to do it.
Yeah,
because we were going to do like get a hotel room nearby so we could fucking like cycle through, get showers, do whatever, like through the fucking Padme changing sequence or whatever the fuck,
Wait, what?
What?
Why would you ever leave for a Padme?
Yeah, but we know that there's not a real like changing sequence. You know what I mean? It's more like, oh, hey, here's this other handmaiden getting blown up for no reason.
Yeah, I guess.
When that they use duplicates, and with this advanced technology, you would think you'd be able to have facial recognition and say like, oh, that's not really her. Definitely, Keira Knightley does not look like. Anyway,
but we digress.
What were we talking about?
So I just did some little math. Because we know most Star Wars movies clock in at about 2.5 hours. If we talk just the 9 Skywalker Saga movies, that's 22.5 hours with no breaks. It's a long time. So you're looking at basically 24 hours at this point. You would have to dedicate just to those 9 movies. Then if you throw the fucking like Rogue One and Solo in there,
Double AR.
Yeah. So
you can fly. You could take off out of fucking Newark and land in Phuket.
Yeah.
And do the 9 movies, because that would be, well, depending on the aircraft and the winds, but that would be about 22 hours, 23 hours.
It's a long time.
Yeah. But I like right now, like as I sit here right now, I don't know that I'd have the time to do it. And I'm so fucking like my ADHD is so bad lately that I don't know if I'd be able to sit still for that long. Like,
Yeah,
I'd have to
it could be tough.
pace around and fucking.
Yeah, you'd have to get up and stretch your legs at a minimum.
No, I mean like I'd have to like watch it on my phone and like go for a walk like away from it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't see myself being still enough to fucking do it. But
Yeah.
if I was inebriated.
We've got Joker Voices chiming in the chat. He mentions 6 movies and then add in Rogue One for 7 movies max. I'm assuming he's referring to cutting out the sequel trilogy. I would imagine you're not talking about cutting out the prequels. So,
Yeah.
oh, and then we got Sith Care Bear saying No Last Jedi.
Said Joker voice. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. But yeah, the 9 Skywalker
yeah.
saga.
But I'm kind of surprised to see so many people responded yes.
Yeah.
But
Very cool.
yeah, that's our followers for you. So what do we do now?
Our weeks?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about our weeks as Dave plays with his knife.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So I learned something about myself this week.
Did you know?
It was actually, I think it was over the weekend, or it might have been Friday.
Yeah.
But I realized that my intolerance for shitty drivers trumps any political beliefs that I have. So,
Okay, that explains the note.
So-
all right, I got you.
it's becoming well documented, my disdain for drivers, particularly drivers from certain neighboring states.
Right.
And oh my God, sidebar. This isn't even part of this discussion, but I'm driving home from work on fucking Saturday, right? I'm blasting down 295 at 85 miles an hour like you're supposed to. And I come up, there's a car in the left lane and the middle lane, and they're both going the same fucking speed side by side.
Right.
And that speed is like 65.
Nice.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And as I get closer, they're 2 fucking Pennsylvania plates.
Really?
I shit you not. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
How do you run into these PA
I think they're
drivers?
trolling me. They know I'm coming. They're like, ooh, let's fuck with this guy because we know he hates us.
I never run it. I never have this kind of issues with PA plates. Never.
No.
And I'm on the same roads you are, Jason.
Yeah, so I had to do like a Jersey lane change, and I just basically cut from the far left lane to the far right lane past them and then zip back over.
Right.
Because that's what you do when
Yeah, it's
fucking idiots don't know how to drive.
Yeah, Florida roadblock. Like, you're lucky you had the one lane to fucking
Yeah.
go around them.
Well, it's because it was Saturday and there weren't as many cars on the roads. If it had been, you know,
like today.
a weekday, yeah, fucking. But yeah. So anyway, so as I'm driving, because it's well documented that we spend a lot of time in the car with our commutes, at least for now. And every once in a while, I'll see somebody I'll see this a lot actually. People with like 49ers decals in their fucking car windows.
Okay.
Don't know why we have a lot of 49er fans out here, but hey, whatever. So whenever I see that, or whenever I see somebody with like a political bumper sticker or whatever that kind of lines up with my beliefs, I'll just kind of give them just like a nod, like right on, you know. And it sometimes maybe if that person, if I think that person's trying to make a lane change, I'll even slow down a little bit so he can get in front of me because, you know, we got a kinship here. But
You're a fucking weirdo.
I'm coming to work on 295. And you know the exit that we get off, because you get off at Columbus too, right?
Yeah.
So the exit that we get off of 295 as we're getting closer to base, it's an exit that has its own lane basically. But anybody who's going anywhere relevant needs to immediately make a left lane change, because that lane that you're in, that exit turns into, immediately becomes a right turn only lane at this very next light that's
Right.
like 100 feet down the road. So this idiot's in front of me, but I can see he's got a political bumper sticker, and I'm like, right on. And we get there, and I make my immediate left change, and he's like he slows down a little bit to where he's basically staying side by side with me. I'm like, this fucking motherfucker is going to try to make a left lane change as soon as we get up there. And then as soon as he realizes he's in a turn only lane, and I'm like, all right, I could go blazing past this guy, but I see a fucking cop on the corner in that little building on the right corner on the other side of the intersection. So I'm like, fuck. So I have to slow down significantly, and sure as shit, this guy goes do, turns, like, makes a fucking left lane change, and as soon as he sees that it's a right turn only, and he's going slow as shit, I'm like, fuck this guy, fuck him, fuck his stupid ass bumper sticker. I'm gonna fucking pull over and beat him to death with a baseball bat.
Yeah. Look, dude, it serves you right.
I know.
It serves you right for fucking thinking that other people have there's any decency in the world. Just because they have a fucking bumper sticker. They could have bought that bumper sticker, the car with the bumper sticker on it.
That's facts.
Some lazy fuck that just bought the car
and didn't peel it off.
Didn't bother peeling it off because they don't know what fucking Gooby Gone is, or know what a scraper is. Or like, fucking, Carter for president on the back of their fucking car. Fuck people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not letting you in. Fuck you. Like there are rules of the road, right?
Yeah.
There's rules of the road. If we come to a 4-way intersection and you were there first, then you go first.
Yes.
That's
don't wave.
Don't
go ahead.
Pull up. Like I am obviously getting to the intersection after you.
Yes.
Yet you sit there and wave me through. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
That is fucking retarded. Like, don't know. Why? Are you afraid that I'm like going to hit you if you go through the intersection?
Yeah.
Are you that fucking paranoid, or you just don't understand? Like, I don't know what to do. Oh, do I sit here? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. But they do it all the fucking time around here.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and do you know what a yield sign means? Like, see, we have circles here in Jersey, right? And there, I know there's circles elsewhere.
Yeah.
They have them overseas. Call them roundabouts in fucking Europe or whatever.
Hey, it's Big Ben.
Parliament. So you get to a circle, and like on base especially, like people don't understand like how to yield into a circle.
Yeah. Well, because Jersey used to do fucking circles differently. It used to be the people outside had the right of way and the people inside had to fucking yield for people. There are a couple circles in Jersey that are like that. Trust me. Or they used to be until they fucking fixed it to make them more like on base and every other fucking state in the country.
Listen, man, I learned how to drive in this state, and the circles have always been
all right.
the way they have.
I'm telling you. I swear to God,
like,
I saw
especially like about 20 minutes from here, what used to be called the airport circle that they turned into some fucking monstrosity to get rid of the circle, and it's still kind of a circle. It's a fucking shit show, and it is. You learn how to like. I'm going to get to where I need to be. Fuck you. And if you happen to get in my way, sorry. I'll pull over. We'll exchange information, but I'm going to get to where I need to be on this spot of the road. And if we're going to play chicken, you're going to lose.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing that I learned this week. And okay. One more thing. One more driving sidebar. So when you get on to 295 from when we're coming home from work, it's another case where if you've driven on this road more than once, you know that you go through this intersection and you immediately have to make a left lane change if you want to get on 295 going north or south.
Right.
Because the right one is a right turn only into the north side. Every fucking time somebody like realizes at the last second, they're like, oh fuck, I'm in a right turn only, and zips over. And then it's even worse when you get up to where you're going to get onto 295 going south. People are exiting and the people on this road are coming up. And a lot of the times you need to switch, right? Because like we need to get over to the right to get on. And these guys that are trying to exit need to get over to the left.
Yep.
I fucking saw this incident. I was behind this car. And then another car was exiting and they both kind of converge on each other at the same time. Guy on the left needs to get to the right. Guy on the right needs to get to the left. Like, and they've got 100 feet to do this, and they're both riding side by side the whole time. And one stops and one goes, and then that one stops and the other one goes. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I looked at the plates. The one on the left that was trying to get onto 295 was a New York plate. The one on the right was a Pennsylvania plate. I'm just like, what the fuck? You can't make this shit up.
Two brands of asshole fucking competing with each other.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know what it is. I was.
Uh-oh, they're coming for me.
Oh shit, they're calling me. I was driving past the Cherry Hill Mall, and I'm pulling through an intersection, and there's a fucking Subaru that's the front end is just fucking demolished. It's like sitting kind of half in the intersection, like somebody obviously.
Oh, like he just fucking hit somebody, or he just like T-boned somebody,
right? And fucking side curtain airbags, the whole fucking thing is deployed, right? So I kind of pull over to the side, and there's another car that's kind of pulled into the mall. And I look over there. There's no cops, no nothing.
Like this just happened, basically.
It looks like it just happened.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. I get out of the car, and I'm like looking at the Subaru. like trying to find, like, I don't see movement inside the fucking vehicle. I'm like, fuck.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like looking, I'm looking. And then I look over and apparently they're all out of the cars.
Oh.
They were all standing off to the fucking side looking at me like I'm I'm the asshole. Like, I'm trying to see if you're okay. You're fucking looking at me like, hey, what the fuck you looking at? Like, fuck you. Why the fuck did I even stop? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Like, my instinct should have been just fucking keep driving, dude.
Yeah, fuck them.
Just keep fucking driving.
Yeah, they got what they deserved.
But
Drive better, idiots.
Fucking people, man.
Yeah.
Fucking people. It's not worth it. It's not worth. It's just not worth their time.
So, I've been working a lot over the last week. You know, I mentioned last episode.
But yes.
Yeah, we'll get there. But I mentioned last week that I was starting a 11-day work week, something like that. They've been long fucking days, hard fucking hours. The weird thing about that, though, is that the days have been going by like fucking nothing, to the point where a guy this morning asked me, he's like, because I'm starting my terminal leave on Friday this week, and a guy asked me, he's like, oh, did you plan this out for Obi-Wan? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, yeah, your first day of freedom is when Obi-Wan comes out. I'm like, Obi-Wan is this week? Because I have been so fucking unplugged from everything because I've been so fucking busy with work and trying to out process and trying to, get my retirement going and all. Oh, and by the way, I'm starting a new job next week. That like I completely just fucking was unaware that this is like here.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we haven't really even been talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's upon us.
Yeah. So
What the fuck are we gonna do?
Well, we're gonna podcast about it. That's for sure.
It's a given. It's a given.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of this now is going to depend on you and what the fuck's going on with you this weekend, which we'll get to. Let me just get to one last thing. Oh, which this could complicate things as well, because I had bought tickets for Top Gun, for the 40X Top Gun.
Yes.
And then you're like, well, I'm not going to be there that weekend. So I'm like, well, fuck. All right. I guess I'll come up with a plan B. So I came up with a plan B. Yep. My in-laws are here. Yes. They're living in our driveway, basically. So I asked them, like, hey, Dave can't make it to the movie. Do you guys want to come see the new Top Gun sequel with us? 40X, moving seats, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Then, of course, my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, informed us that she's never seen the original Top Gun. So one of my caveats is you will watch Top Gun before coming to this movie, or you're not invited.
It's oh my God. Yes, you have to.
But anyway, so I gave away those tickets.
That's fine.
So
if for some reason I don't go, I'll see Top Gun.
Yeah,
it'll be a thing. It would not going to be a problem.
Yeah, but either way, I have tickets for Top Gun and 40X this weekend.
Yeah. So. Well, and there's a whole thing, like our squadron, we're trying to do a private screening of it, but the private screening will probably be a little bit later. So I'll probably see it before that anyway. Yeah, maybe next month we can schedule in like a look back at the original Top Gun and then talk about Maverick. We'll figure it out. We got to look, Obi-Wan's obviously the most important. Oh yeah, that's the priority for right now. I mean, but we're definitely going to see the Top Gun, and maybe we could do initial impressions or something like that. We'll figure it out. Yep. We'll do it live. We will. Do it. Wait. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. We should have put the do it's and do it lives next to each other. It's like, fuck. That guy, the meme, the guy who's sweaty and the two red buttons, you know. Do it live. Smash them all at once. And just like, I know you make good Jedi text. I love like that. God, it's so hot in here. God. Yeah. So that's a majority of my week. We're gonna kind of circle back a little bit into one of our more deeper conversations. Yeah. But for now, I'm gonna pass the baton. Baton passed. So this week, it was the last week of my first semester of grad school. So yeah, submitted my last paper yesterday. Okay. It's about what I think of that. How do you think you did? I don't know. I still don't have a grade yet for the big paper, and that's a third of my grade. Oh wow. So I don't know. I mean, everything else I did, honestly, I've got a 97 average in the class. It's just waiting on this one fucking grade.
Okay.
So, well, and this last paper too, but that paper's fine. The one I turned in yesterday is fine. So, yeah, but it's the last paper, so I don't have that. You know, when you finish the semester and you have that little like kind of break in between, you get that like the oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I don't have that yet because I don't have the grades. Like
Right.
I wish I had the grade, and now I can kind of relax a little bit.
But you're starting to get in a month, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to skip a semester and then start in July.
So let me ask you this: like, how many years is this going to take you? Like how long have you fragged out for finishing this?
3 years.
3 years. Are you going to maintain this pretty constant tempo? Like semester?
After this break, I don't plan on taking another break unless I absolutely have to.
So you're going to be at this high of a tempo for the next 3 years with papers and shit like this?
Perhaps.
Wow.
Perhaps. But not every course is necessarily like this. Like I have a feeling some of the courses
some might be a little bit lower.
Well, some might not necessarily lower, but different.
Right.
Like the psychology course is more geared, like they want you doing more research and pulling, you know, you're doing
Dioramas.
research and yeah, right. I wish that'd be more fun. But then I'd be last minute doing that. Now I'm at Michael's craft store and fucking 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Bad memories. No, it's. I think some of them will be way more like actual research intensive, like where I have to develop some sort of study, and go through the methodology of actually doing the research and producing something.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be like the major part of the project.
Yeah.
And then there'll probably be discussion boards and shit like that. Whereas this course, I think, was a lot more like the weekly paper writing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping is an anomaly. And there's still going to be a lot of writing. I mean,
Sure.
It just is. It's just kind of the nature of grad school, apparently. But anyway.
Bronco Fett knows exactly what I'm talking about. He picked up on that.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm looking forward to having just a little bit of relief in the near term, and maybe actually get to play some video games and have a moment of free time.
Yeah.
Whatever that fucking looks like.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know in a week or two.
Yeah, sure you will. Dude, so we're alluding to this trip, right? So I'm supposed to be going on a trip overseas, participate in this memorial thing for it's for the 305th bomb group. They have without getting into this like super long diatribe, it's basically like where the 305th bomb group flew out of in England. They maintain like a good working relationship with the current iteration of the 305th.
Mm-hmm.
The unit was commanded by Curtis LeMay. It has like this real long history going into World War II, and they used to go back until COVID stopped it. They would go back annually to participate in this memorial service. So. And it's an opportunity for people to be able to go and interact and see. So I was fortunate. I was one of the people that got selected to be able to go. So,
God, that was a lot louder than I thought it was going to be.
Jesus Christ, that and the train going by at the same time. So yeah, the fucking I get selected to go, and it's fucking awesome because I'm doing like this research on my mom's dad, trying to. Figure out more of like what he was doing over there, because he was a waist gunner on B-24s. But he was in England in the 8th Air Force, but he was a little bit to the northeast of where that is, where the 305th was. So anyway, like all this stuff was happening. I'm like super super excited. Plus, I haven't been TDY in like forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say first chance to go overseas in years, right?
Years, yeah, since my Finney flight.
Yeah,
almost 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So. And then fucking we have a meeting today, and it's like fucking COVID might scrub the thing because COVID's fucking rearing its head, and I don't even want to get into that part of it. But in preparation for that, I was like, all right, you know what? I wanted to get like a button down shirt. I like my powder blue button down shirt. Like it doesn't fit me because fat. So I'm like, okay, go to K&G where I would usually get like because they run good deals on shirts and shit like that. So go to K&G, fucking decimated. There's nothing in the place because I'm looking for a sports coat. Like I wanted to get a new sports coat. My sports coat kind of I grew out of too. Again, fat. And like even a couple of years ago, they're like shelves were stocked, flying so much stuff in there, decimated. Now, granted, it's prom season, like all that type of stuff is happening, but that going to that store, don't find what I'm looking for. Going to JCPenney, like no button down shirts. Like the couple that they had were like,
is there like a run on fucking shirts like there's been on baby formula? What the fuck?
No button down shirts, no fucking undershirts. Like I went
in
to
just your size or in general? Because
I'm talking about walking into a place, like walking into JCPenney, looking at a shelf like this big that should be full of shirts, and that might have 2 shirts.
Because I have to go clothes shopping this weekend because I need fucking clothes for my new job.
Go to Costco, start there, and work your way out. I'm telling you, or yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
What the fuck? Thanks a lot, Obama. God.
It's dude, it's fucking crazy. So I'm like, all right, maybe just because of the prom or whatever, go to Walmart to get undershirts, right? Because it's something you buy like fucking once every 5 years, you buy some fucking undershirts.
Yeah.
And go in there into the Walmart that's a pitching wedge from my fucking house, right? No lie, that the section for fucking Hanes and Fruit of Loom and fucking George Brand, whatever, undershirts usually is about as long as this fucking room.
Oh yeah, it's a long aisle.
There was no less than 6 packages of fucking shirts on the entire fucking thing, dude.
What the fuck is going on?
Empty. That's a great question. I don't have any fucking idea.
Holy shit.
So I had to buy fucking t-shirts off of Amazon, which thankfully I was able to get, but it's just crazy because I was, 1 or 2 places it's like, okay, that's a weird anomaly, but like half a dozen places I went to, and I hate shopping. I fucking hate it. So I have nothing to contrast this to because I don't go shopping regularly, so I don't know what things have looked like, but went to Burlington Coat Factory, like they had half the building fucking sectioned off. Like only half the building was filled.
Get the fuck out.
The one in
Is this chat? Is this happening in your areas too? Let us know, please, because I'm really curious if this is like a localized problem or if this is just like some of the greater like supply chain shit that we've been dealing with.
It's fucking crazy. And well, so here's the thing. That's going to lead me into my next point. And again, this is going to be
nah, man, I'm gonna stay at home and chill with my monkey. Chim Chim jerked me off with his feet last week.
I'm gonna give a very unpopular opinion right now.
Oh boy.
As I drink out of my plastic straw. This is gonna be a very unpopular opinion about fucking environmentalists.
Oh boy.
All right. And so read a news article this morning. One of the Nobel laureates, I think this past week, apparently they had, there's 2 guys who are working on this project. They're basically working on like super speed, super intense light.
Okay.
And like lasers. So yeah, lasers on their heads. But what he's saying is that you'd be able to take these lasers, their intensity is so much that they could take like a radioactive molecule and make it not radioactive anymore.
Damn.
Yeah. So you could take radioactive waste and make it inert.
Well, that's handy.
In like 15 minutes. So you can take something that has a 24,000 year half-life and make it inert in like a fucking half hour.
Yeah, that's kind of huge.
Yeah. And he's saying that they can do this in the next 15 years, right?
Okay.
And like this is Bigger in Europe because most of Europe is getting their power through nuclear, as they should,
as most people should.
Right. And I'm a nuclear guy, right? They start in the chat. I think Sweden's talked about he's watching a 3 Mile Island documentary, and the amount of legs that the anti-nuclear community gets out of the 3 Mile Island disaster is fucking ridiculous. But I don't even want to start down that path. Here's the thing. So with these shortages and everything else, there's going to be a point where all of these things, right? These environmentalists, they want to have paper straws. They want to have they want us to be, conserving this, and they have all these things that they want to say, okay, we have to do these things to save the earth, right? But at the same time, their wants for what the technology and everything else to go forward, they want that to continue, right? So they want like civilization to progress,
right?
But at the same time, they want the utilization of materials to lessen,
right?
Those things are not mutually exclusive. Like, you have to expend material to advance your civilization. That's part of the fucking deal, right? And by thinking that, oh, I'm going to basically recycle my way into the fucking new utopia of saving the earth is fucking retarded, and people need to fucking stop. Like this throwaway society that everyone has right now. Like, it's getting to this epoch, right? We've got the bullshit with the fuel, and I don't want to get into a political thing, but the bullshit with the fuel that's going on right now, all these other things, people have to fucking make a decision. And be like, look, if you want technology and you want your civilization to advance, you have to utilize your resources.
Yeah.
Bottom line, utilize them better. Recycle, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, we could definitely be better,
right,
with everything that we're doing.
Do better. Utilize the fucking resources that you have. Stop fucking miring yourself in all this fucking antiquated thinking that you're going to save the earth by fucking basically a hunger famine. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and it's ineffective. You're not doing a goddamn thing except further your own agendas. And I can't, as I'm watching this stuff happen around me, and this is why I should never leave the house, folks. Honestly, it really is, because being in the stores and everything, I'm just like watching this stuff happen. I'm like, fucking hell, dude. I just like people that don't want to have nuclear energy, and they don't want to fucking burn fossil fuels, but they want electric cars. But how are you going to get electricity?
It's like they want the worst of both worlds.
Oh, well, we'll get solar panels, but it takes materials to make solar panels too, right? Like, and it takes...
And solar isn't nearly as efficient and doesn't produce nearly as much electricity as, say, nuclear.
Right. And wind power, like, you'd have to have so many turbines, and those
and
turbines,
fuck the birds.
Turbines require fucking parts that need to be replaced within a certain time, and those parts have to be made out of certain materials. Case in point, why do you think when you buy something today, why does it break so much more frequently? Because you've engineered a fucking throwaway society. I'm not designing it to fucking last longer. I'm not making alloys to last as long, because I'm making it to fucking, it only needs to last as long until you buy the next one, right? Because that's where we're at. We're not advancing fucking our civilization. So the moral of the fucking story is, like, instead of fucking paper straws and all that shit, like, fucking recycle, do your bit. Don't fucking waste water if you can help it. And fucking think about it, advancing. Yes. I do my bit. I don't waste it. I cleanse.
I'm Leo cleanse. Right now in that meme.
I cleanse in the waters of Nutaka.
For the audio listeners, I'm pointing directly at Dave, the man who is well documented as taking hour-plus long showers every day.
No, not hour.
The man who brags about shower beers and sleeves in his shower curtain so he can stick his iPad in there and do whatever. Hammocks in his fucking shower.
The sleeve. What? Sleeve in the shower? Whose idea is that? Somebody write that down. That's not my idea.
Oh, you know what? I think Kristen and I were talking one day about your shower habits. And I think she's like,
I have a sleeve.
And she's like, this would be the best thing for Dave. And I'm looking at it and it's like, well, it's like a plastic shower curtain. And in it is like a pocket, like a clear plastic pocket that you stick your iPad in. It seals and you could play on your iPad as you're in the shower.
Wordle. You know, you can do your Wordle puzzle while you're in
whatever people do in the shower. Apparently people do all kinds of shit in the shower.
Yeah,
so
they do. But regardless of that, yeah, I'm tired of we are living in this really, really strange time of I feel like it's the precipice of like watching something like really enormity of something that's getting ready to come. Like not even like socio-political, it's more like just there's going to be something major, like whether it's something that we get from the JW or from the just something out of science that's going to like be the linchpin of our next big step forward or big step backwards.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just craziness. It's just, and it's an interesting, may we live in interesting times, Jason. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep.
Anyway,
really quick, previously in the chat, as we were talking about like supply chain shortages and stuff, Bronco Fent mentioned a corn shortage where he was. Big Swede mentioned a hot Cheetos shortage that he's very upset about.
I believe that. He likes his hot Cheetos.
Yeah. Let's see. I think somebody else mentioned something also. Maybe not. But yeah, some people did chime in with their own supply chain stories. So anything else?
Bronco Fett said an asteroid would crash and we'll get a planet out of symbiotes.
That's fair.
That's fair. Whatever. I'll be in the shower with a nice bourbon.
Could be a welcome change. We ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on to your bit.
Speaking of welcome changes, we are going to get into the Patreon stuff. Don't worry, that stuff's coming. But we've talked about it for several weeks now. I even talked about it earlier today. But yeah, my time in the Air Force is almost at its end. 3 days. 3 days from now is my last day in uniform. I hit another milestone today. I got an award, wore my full service blues today, and that may very well be the last time I ever wear those.
What'd you get?
An MSM.
Nice.
Yeah, my second.
Nice.
First oak leaf cluster. But yeah, it was just, as this last week and a half has gone, I've been hitting these weird milestones. I've been saying goodbye to people that I know I'm not going to see again before Thursday. And it's really starting to sink in that like this is really coming to a close. And I honestly never thought this was going to happen because, we had talked about it. I resigned back in December or January.
Yep.
Like I had fully intended to stay in, but then this opportunity came up. I couldn't say no. And then obviously had to push this timeline forward very rapidly. And it's all starting to come to a head. And I'm like, fuck, this is really almost over. And it's been emotional. There was a point, what day was it?
Saturday.
Maybe Saturday. It might even have been before Saturday. I can't remember when I texted you. I feel like I texted you on like Wednesday or something when I was like really starting to get fucking emotional at work. And I'm like, this is going to be rough getting through this.
It might have been Wednesday.
Yeah. Like we were doing something and it was all,
it was also on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm having all these like milestones come up, and this is this realization that yeah, this is almost fucking over, and I don't know how to process all this. Like there's so many things changing in my life, like very rapidly. That like it's I can't even process. You know, when you have just like so much information coming at you at once, you kind of just like block it out and just like, I'm not listening to any of you. That's kind of where I've been, but slowly some of it seeps in, and I'm like, fuck, this is it. And you know, I wrote in the notes, I'm scared, I'm sad, I'm confused, like all of the above, because I'm going into, for myself, uncharted territory. I've got some experience right in front of me who's been through this already.
Right.
But it doesn't make it any less nerve-wracking.
No, and it won't. You know, because each of our, like, you know, between myself and Big Swede and, you know, Helmet Fire's getting ready to do the same thing.
Oh, is he?
His retirement ceremony is in a couple weeks.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So it's, you know, the change. Like I said to you on Saturday, I mean, I think the thing, you're supposed to be emotional.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big fucking deal. Like, less than 12% of us get to this point where we can retire.
Yeah.
You know, and do a career in the United States military.
Yep.
And the idea of, like, you can't, even if you're able to shelve that emotion, at some point it's going to come back on you anyway. So it's better to have it and fucking kind of enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
Because you've earned it. Because you did.
Yeah.
You earned it.
Like I can't take anything away from that, but it's just.
And that, and the fact that, like, I said this too. It's like, oh, my knife.
Precious knife.
My precious knife. Hang on. I need my fidget spinner. No, I said to you on Saturday, it's you are getting to control this. Like, these timelines, like being able to say your goodbyes, and like, yes, it's fast.
Yeah. It's
happening a lot faster than you would have imagined it.
Yeah, than most people, honestly.
Yeah, but that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Because think of if this was long and drawn out, like how much more emotion there would be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's the finish line, it's right, it's over there, and then am I getting into it today? No, one more day. Like, okay, and then one more day, then one more day. So there's something to be said for the fact, as much as I bust your balls about it, because I still think it's fucking stupid, working every fucking day, like you've been working to right to the end, despite, you know, the fact that you should be working on your retirement checklist and everything else, but it's going by fast. So you're going to get the opportunity to go from this and then fucking take the one uniform off, and you're going to put another one on. It's just going to be different.
Yeah.
Like, look what I fucking wear every day. I'm basically in a uniform too. I'm in fucking khakis and a polo every day.
Yeah.
You know,
that'll be me soon.
Yeah. You're pulling on a different uniform, and you fall into, it's just going to be a little bit different habit pattern. It's like leaving the 150th when, you know, you left the flying community and going to cyber. That was a huge thing.
Oh yeah. And that's the weird thing too, is I've never been afraid to take risks with my career and make massive changes like this. I've done it many times.
Yeah.
But it scares the hell out of me every time.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes I'm kind of forced into those changes. Like when I started flying with you, the only reason I put in for that job was because I was losing my other one, because they were taking our fucking airplanes away.
Right.
And they're like, well, you should probably apply for these jobs over here. I'm like, okay, I know it's like some fancy plane, but I don't know shit about it. I don't know anything about the job, but I guess I have to fucking apply because I need to work, because I was about to have my third kid. And obviously it worked out for the best.
Right.
I never would have met you. And that's the thing that I kind of wanted to have this side conversation about, is like some of the things that kind of come with being in a military unit like this, because there's got to be differences, because I have very little experience on the civilian side, but there's got to be differences between the camaraderie and the just that relationship you have with your coworkers in the military versus like the civilian world. Now you're in an interesting spot because you're basically implanted in the middle of a fucking military
Yeah,
unit.
I'm
so,
back. I went immediately back into the Matrix, so
Yeah.
I didn't really, I didn't really go into the real world.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Yeah. So
The real world didn't. I needed to be able to have. I think I'll put it to you this way. For me, it was. I needed to be in an environment where the things that I was having issues with my mental health, I could deal with a lot better in an environment where people understood what I had gone through.
yeah. And that makes sense.
So I really pushed towards something like that. And I was out of work for a few months, but what was it? It was like 8 months I was out of work.
Wow. Was it that long?
Yeah. It took 6 months to get paid.
Well, because I remember you talking about it every week on the podcast too, like
Ridiculous.
the stress that you were going through at that point.
Writing my fucking congressman to get paid. But again, my situation was a lot different. I didn't get to go under my own terms. I had to fight.
Yeah.
I had to really, really struggle. And you've got this wired, dude. You got the gig. You know, you're going to move from one thing to another.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be different. You know, people are going to be different. Like the work environment's going to be different, but because you're going to a very similar operating environment,
Yeah.
I'll say,
Yeah.
like with people that are probably coming from a military background.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good. It's going to be a slightly more familiar environment, but I don't know. I still feel like going into the corporate world and where it's, it's all profit driven and, where we're treated more as assets in the military, we're probably treated more like, I don't know.
That I couldn't speak to.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean,
I'm just a pawn in the government's fucking machine.
True. But I mean, I can tell you, like, the beauty of the military, the fact that we meet people from so many different like backgrounds and different ways of life, and we all kind of come together for this common goal, and you make lifelong friends. Obviously, if I hadn't joined the military, or if either of us hadn't, we never would have known each other.
Oh,
we never would have met. Like, there's no way in our day-to-day lives we would have ever come across each other. But
I mean, never say never.
Well, it's highly unlikely.
I mean, I could have hit you with my car or something.
Yeah, I could have been cycling and...
You could have turned into a completely different person. You could have... Your California lifestyle could have had you, wearing a cyclist shirt and...
Well, and that's the thing, too. Like, something else that I always tell people when they ask me, oh, well, what do you think about your career? And are you sad you left home and all that? No, because... if I had never joined the Air Force, I probably never would have left the United States. I never would have seen all of the places that we've been to and seen. Most of my friends from high school are all still living in our same hometown. Most of them have barely left the state unless they were going to Vegas. They've never been to other countries ever. So... I'm sure I'd be one of those if I hadn't taken that chance. And it was really kind of on a whim. Like, it's so funny too, because so many of these like drastic life changes, I almost kind of made on a whim, but mostly because I felt like I needed that change. Joining, right? Like, I could see that like my life was going to go nowhere if I just continued to live at home, just fucked around with my friends all day and, just had no goals in life. So I'm like, all right, I got to do something. Military, you guys keep calling me. Let's do that. And then like within 2 months of making that decision, I was gone.
Yep. You and your cowboy boots were fucking marching off to war.
Yeah, that's right. And then when I was maintenance, I hated maintenance. And on a whim one day, I just saw this little blurb in the back of our Wings newsletter. If you remember when they used to print out the paper ones of those and distribute those. Like, hey, we're looking for new air crew members for boom operators. Call this person if you're interested. I'm like, fuck, I could do that. Call them. Next thing I know, I'm about to start cross training to become a boom operator. And that started my flying career. And I was kind of forced into flying with you, but that was a blessing in disguise. Like, I'm so glad that happened.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Cyber. Like, I was getting burned out with that unit, and I'm like, I need a fucking change. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're standing up this new Cyber unit over here. I'm like, I'm gonna go do that. And I did it. And then now with the whole thing about me leaving, it's what the fuck is this? Somebody's texting me. Somebody died. Oh. Sorry. We interrupt this program with some breaking news. Scott from Used and Abused just texted me, and he sent me an article. Colin Cantwell, designer of X-Wing and more, passed away.
Sad face.
According to StarWars.com. Yeah. Shame.
Because he probably, I think he was also the designer of the TIE Fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Out of that modeling department.
Yeah. Bigger sad face.
Man.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we get old.
Yeah. Like, ugh. Yet Keith Richards is still alive somehow.
Hermetically sealed.
I know, right? So anyway, I just, to kind of reflect on my whole career, I don't regret a minute of it. It's been great. I just I just hope I don't turn into the fucking guy from Shawshank Redemption who can't take life on the outside, you know? That's the thing I'm most afraid of right now is not being able to handle the real world because I've been in my military bubble for so long.
Listen, you will because you have to.
Yeah.
Right? Just like they'll move on because they have to. And
yeah.
It really is what it comes down to.
And like, honestly, I'm not one of those people who's like, what would they do without me? They can't function without me. Yes, they can. Like, I am not that person because we've known people who've been like that, who've like, this place will fall apart if I leave. No, it won't.
Yeah.
We're all spokes on a wheel. That wheel's going to keep turning.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. If you were truly the single point of failure, then you did your job wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you did your job wrong.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I've been doing this last week and a half is I've been vigorously trying to get people up to speed to take over for once I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like if you're sitting there right now and you're listening to this and you're potentially a leader in some form or fashion, you end up being a leader in your career, whether as an airman or as a fucking shop supervisor, whatever it is you're doing, like it's not a bad thing to be training your replacement.
Yeah,
it really isn't. You should always be looking to make sure that person that is behind you it can take your job. Yeah, even if it's like realistically like a 3 to 5 year timeline, it doesn't mean you can't start. Yeah, like always teaching them now. Always have them ready. Have the little people with ambition, people that have goals, things like that. You should be looking at that and going, yeah, this person, you want my job. Like you want my job. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Let's fucking work at it. Let's do that because that's going to make you a better person and a better leader. Yeah, and also like when I know I have been the single point of failure for a particular function within an organization, I'll go to my commander and I'll be like, look, what are you going to do if I get hit by a bus tonight? Like, what's going to happen here? You need somebody else to backfill and to also know this job. You can't just rely on me because I'm not always going to be here. Yeah. So, yeah, I know I had my dick beaters in a lot of different stuff back in the day, but I think I'd like to think that I could, So, frosted tips. Bronco Fett asked in the chat, he asked if I'm going to grow out my hair and get frosted tips. Frosted tips, probably not, but I am 100% planning on growing out my hair as crazy as I can, growing out the beard. I'm going to, a month, 2 months from now, I'm going to look like a completely different person.
And like, I don't know if the hair thing's going to last, but I'm definitely going to grow a beard. And I'm at least going to try to grow out the hair and do something with it. Because I tried that recently. But again, I had to like cut it with military standards and all that. No, now I'm just, we're going to do whatever. And we're going to see what happens.
It's going to be horrific.
Yeah.
It's going to be horrific. And we'll get to watch it live week by week.
Yeah.
To watch it progress.
Indeed. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun for the viewers.
Dude, I'll tell you the best part is not having to fucking shave every day.
Yeah,
It's so fucking nice.
Really looking forward to that.
It's so nice.
I'll probably shave my first day at the new job until I can kind of get a feel for like what everybody else is doing. But as soon as
when everyone else is walking around with their Fu Manchu cuts and ZZ Top, you're like, yeah, fuck this. I'm fucking
yeah. So
like,
I'll play it legit for like 1 week, but then
like, look at this clean cut fucking dude. Like, nah, nope.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, keep an eye out for the changes because starting next week, you're probably gonna see them like slowly. It'll be an evolution.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like those one picture of a person every day for. Oh, I should do that. Like one picture of myself, like the front on picture of myself in the same spot in the house every single day for a year or something like that. Kristen, write that down. We got to get on that. So anyway. Do you have anything to add? Like to this whole?
No, I don't.
All right.
No, man. I'm happy for you. It's going to be the only thing constant is change.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. And I think we still have to plan a little an actual like because you're terminal leave means you're still in.
Yeah,
So,
I'm technically on the books, and they could always call me back.
Right. So, until we're at that last day where we can officially fucking like snip.
Yep.
Like just get to snip.
Yep.
How's it got further away?
Yeah, when and it was different last week. Last week it was closer.
I know. What the fuck? Did we move? I don't
No, I didn't touch the
I
cameras.
think because it was Jennifer Lopez, maybe it was closer.
Maybe.
Wait. You know what? I'll save that because I think our next.
Yeah. So transitioning into our next part, we're gonna do some Patreon
Yes.
reads,
Yes.
shout outs, whatever you want to call it. But first, our longtime listener, a good friend of mine, Keith Lehman, posted a video in our private Facebook group today, basically congratulating us on 250 episodes.
Right.
Dude's fucking hilarious. He's
Yes. Thank you, Keith.
he's a natural comedian.
Apparently, they beat him at work.
That was the best.
It was a cry for help.
Yeah.
So
They beat us.
next time we need to catch where he is. Somebody can follow the breadcrumbs so we can go and rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
Perform some sort of op.
Yep. So huge shout out to Keith Lehman. But for the last 2 weeks, we have mentioned that for our patrons, we'll kind of do like what we do with 5-star reviews, and whatever they posted, we would read exactly the way they want us to read it here on the show. I haven't looked at these yet.
Neither have I.
So Kristen printed this out. She bolded either my name or your name, depending on who is supposed to read it.
All right.
And you ready to get into this?
Yes.
All right. So from Don Solsky.
Okay.
Well, this is his request, but I am reading it as me.
Okay.
I, Jason Roskam, am formally announcing that the ATSW The Escape Pod podcast is absolutely and unequivocally superior in all ways to any shows that I have been part of. Dave. Oh, wait. I think you're supposed to read that starting with Dave. She forgot to bold that one.
Dave, please tune in every week at 7:05 Eastern to youtube.com/c/ATSW The Escape Pod to see one of the best podcasts that has ever casted a pod. I love Jim Harbaugh. He is a great football coach and maybe one of the best of all time. Garoppolo should be the quarterback for the 49ers until 2026. Go Blue.
Were you actually blinking some kind of distress?
I
Or
was.
okay.
I was. So if if anybody from the Sear Squadron is watching this, we are obviously under duress.
Yes. From our good friend Shotgun Mark, who's been following us from the very beginning. we're going to have special things to say about him as we kind of like look back on some of our episodes.
Indeed.
But I wish I had something witty and humiliating to have them read, but I'm just not that creative. I've been with the pod since almost the beginning, like I just said, and I can't think of a better bunch of deviants to listen to. Here's to 250 more episodes. Congratulations and Semper Fi. All right, Dragon Buddy wants you to read his.
Okay. All right. It says... Oh, wait. There's Dragon Buddy has 2?
Does he?
Oh.
Did we allow this?
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I would like to thank all of the cyclists in my area for their compassion and respect for me as a driver. I am on my way to get paper straw the other day, and I couldn't help but think, I love these guys and would appreciate a conversation with one, or more of them, about veganism. Hashtag cyclist lives matter. Hashtag there can never be enough paper straws. I don't even know what a paper straw is.
That was good. Okay, now he's got something for me to read also. I will only listen to Tool from now on. I plan on only taking breaks from that playlist to listen to Seven Dust and ATSW The Escape Pod. Speaking of ATSW The Escape Pod, join Don Della Snooch, Brady Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy Wednesday nights, 7:05, and join in the chat. They truly are an amazing example of podcasting. Hashtag Birdemic sucks floppy donkey dong. Hashtag Bing Bong.
Bing bong.
All right. Looks like we each have one from Big Swede. So you may begin.
Hang on, I gotta type this out. I can't spell phenomenal.
Do, 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 do.
Do-do-do-do.
No, you're supposed to say phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Jeez,
Jeez, you're bad at this. All right, what am I doing?
Nix. Don't pre-read it.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a good voice to read it in.
Okay.
I can't just do it in my voice. Nobody wants to hear my fucking voice. Because it's not funny. It wouldn't be funny that
Apparently
way.
everybody loves your voice. Everybody loves Dave.
Well, only 52% of the people, apparently. Let's see. How can I do this? The Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France. The White House reception committee greeted the prime rib roast minister, and I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. I like a do the cha-cha.
All right, still from Big Swede. 90s grungers have the best taste in music, and I will never question their integrity again. Oh, and Mariah Carey sucks.
You heard it here. Somebody get that soundbite.
Oh, man. What have we done? All right, from Scott.
You're obviously not using the tools you learned in fucking survival school.
No, clearly not. I'm playing it straight. From Scott and Kim at the Used and Abused podcast, we will finally release episode 150, part 2 and 3. Otherwise, congratulations, Dave and Jason, on 5 years. Glad I was a subscriber to Vince Russo's podcast. Oh, I forgot about that. And Jason spent money on Jeff Lane's t-shirt to castrate some marks. Otherwise, I may have never found all things Star Wars. We need to do a crossover show soon. Have a great show tonight. Yeah, I completely forgot about the whole the Vince Russo podcast that I was on, and honestly, that's the only reason I did it, is because I bought the shirt because I knew I'd get a chance to plug our show on his.
I remember that.
And then Scott was one of the people that heard me. He listened to our show, and
it was worth it.
Yeah,
It was 100% worth it.
Absolutely. From Helmet Fire, Lord Helmet Fire. Nothing witty. I just want Jason and Dave to scream at the top of their lungs at each other for 30 seconds straight, as if they were unleashing their primal rage, competing for the continuation of their bloodline, aka winning the love of their fans and snoo snoo.
All right, you ready? Set a timer.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that we won't overmodulate because we can scream.
All right.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Set.
Go.
Go.
And that's 30 seconds. Whew. Man, that was tough on the throats.
It was. Whew. Man. I was like, I hope we didn't break the.
Yeah. Are the mics okay? Everything all right? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? All right. Well, technically, we read exactly what he said verbatim. So
I agree.
I don't know what the fuck he's bitching about.
We can scream in silence.
Yeah. It's the silent scream. It's the
the
more dangerous scream.
It is our internal. That is the internal thing that's happening 90% of the day, especially while we're at work.
All right. So we're supposed to do this next one together.
Okay.
How many entries did Dragon Buddy get?
I don't. Whatever.
All right. How are we going to read this together when there's only one paper?
Hold it like in between, maybe.
All right. Can you read it from there? Easy there, champ.
Okay.
All right. You good?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Lunar Girl is the bestest social media director ever in the history of social media directors. As a thank you to Lunar Girl and all of her help, we will start paying her a salary starting today. Also, Mariah Carey sucks. This is Red Tiny Monkey, Dave, and Poppy Face Tomato Nose,
Jason,
signing off.
Look what I can do.
That was weird. Salary. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Right. Immediately.
Is our friendship not enough?
It is. The salary will be at the same level of our screaming.
Okay. How about
You could quantify that.
okay. There you go.
I wonder if truncated silence is just.
Oh fuck. Oh, it is. It's gonna take that whole thing out.
So it'd be like. Boop.
It's gonna be so. Yeah. If you're listening only to the audio, and you want to hear our silent scream, you're gonna have to go to YouTube.
That's the sound of silence. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have like more voice requests because
we got the king of the voices over here.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I got bigger eyes now. This way you can see them on the screens. Those are really big.
That's just disturbing.
They're like 34 Ds. Oh, these googly eyes. Look at them.
And
look at googly.
Isaac, none of our patrons asked for the tank tops. So if they'd done so, if they'd said, "Hey, put on the tank top,"
Fuck your tank top.
I would have done.
No tank tops.
I would have done it.
No.
Yes.
No.
See.
No.
See.
No.
Oh my god.
Jennifer Lopez.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Fuck you.
Wow. You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Dickbag.
Wow.
Look at my googly eyes. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
So disturbing. Oh, Ben Affleck spooge.
I'm having an attack. Oh my god. Oh, chocolate kisses. I think I'm diabetic. Oh no. Oh jeez.
Oh.
Oh god.
Good times.
We need Hank versus Jennifer. Well, we'll save that for the read.
That sounds very taxing for you.
That's fine.
I just get to sit back and laugh.
Sweating like fucking. Go ahead, keep talking.
So
dry off my fucking headphones.
One of the things that we wanted to do with this episode was really just kind of take a look back and kind of reflect on some of our past episodes. Go through some of our old show notes because we've still got a lot of our old show notes in the. Are you all right there? in our Google Drive.
Googly Drive.
And I think they were in the archive. If I want to.
Yeah, we got the Googly Drive.
Yeah, I'm looking for some right now because there were a few things that we definitely wanted to reference. I think episode 68 was one of them. Oh yeah, that's right. Because episode 68 was an AMA episode. I think that was our first Ask Us Anything episode. And
why did we choose episode 68? Was it because we were?
I think we just needed a topic. I think it was just like fuck.
Like fuck, fuck.
Well, and that's one of the first things, or one of the notes that I had. That was around the time when we were 100% remote, because for those of you who may be new, like especially in the chat, I know General Shinobi, some other folks who...
Yeah, a lot of our Red 5 family.
Yeah, like the Red 5 folks, you weren't around when I was away at my training school for 8 months total, I think it was, in 2018.
I forgot how long that school was.
Yeah, it was February to November 2018.
94.
94. Well, I was gone for
I don't know.
And I picked right up on it. Like never even skipped a beat. Like never even thought that like why is he saying that?
Why did he say that?
I don't know, just a little bit.
But yeah, I was gone that entire calendar year practically, and all of our episodes were remote.
Yep.
Which included that episode 68. So because I remember I was going back and listening to some of these, and like we were you know, it was always like you were remote, you had your headset and your headset mic at the time, and I had my shitty internet connection when I was down at Keesler. So it was taxing sometimes listening to it, because every once in a while there'd be like a glitch in the internet connection, and you could hear like we had some ghosting and stuff going on. So it was or roboting, I should say. And it was crazy. And for some reason, I forgot that I was gone for that fucking long that year.
Yeah. Well, it's remarkable too that we were able to do as many shows.
Yeah, because we still pretty much kept with the weekly format.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, there's a lot of, we gotta, don't let the, we'll bring up El Yucateco here in a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice. I lost my train of thought. No, the
remote and
the fact that we like, hey, you know, you're gonna be out of town. We're still gonna do this every week. Just because it's a thing.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of this thing in our lives.
Well, and it was weird too, because we hadn't even been doing it for that long, and very easily we could have just been like, you know what? We haven't been doing the show very long. We're not that deep into it yet. We could just pause this for a year while I'm away at school. We could have very easily have just been like, nah, let's just put a pause on this while, you know, serious stuff is going on. But we didn't. We stuck with it. And this time frame was where we picked up a lot of our regulars that we have with us now. I took note. I was listening to episode 50, and that was one where I was remote. But by episode 50, we already had a couple of regulars. Like we topped off the show talking about Bronco Fett and Big Lovin'.
Is that right?
Yeah.
50? Because 68 with the AMA is...
Well, that's where we were referring to Shotgun Mark.
That's right.
And we're going to open up those notes. But
okay.
yeah. No, like I was listening, and at the beginning of episode 50, we gave little shout outs to Bronco Fett and Big Lovin'. So guys that have been with us for years now, and obviously guys that are off doing their own thing now between the Orange and Fett show and ATSW, the Escape Pod. But yeah,
episode 50, you know, I just opened up the show notes. We were doing Star Wars Vader comics.
Yeah.
16 to 19.
Well, and it wasn't just the Vader too, because I listened to that whole episode, and we also did some of the Star Wars comics. Because remember, there was the Star Wars comics at the time, and then there was the Vader series that was going. They were running parallel, and they'd have a lot of crossovers, some crossover stories. And in this particular one, whatever the Star Wars story was that we read, it was like terrible. It was so shitty, and we're like, fuck this story, fuck it. And then we went over to the Vader story that was much better at the time. So
there was a lot of misses. There was a lot of swing and misses, because I know we had gotten to a point where we were anticipating, you know, what ultimately would become Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And it was all right. We need more Star Wars content. So I had gotten a Marvel subscription and was getting all of the Star Wars comic content, which populates the Sacred Jedi texts.
The Sacred Jedi
Pops. Whoops.
The Sacred Jedi text.
You got one job. One job.
I have more than one job when it comes to this
One
fucking podcast.
job. One job to fucking push that goddamn button. I teed it up perfectly, and you fucked it up.
I know. I'm the worst.
94.
94.
Anyway,
so some other notes. I went back and I listened to our very first episode where we kind of introduced ourselves, introduced the concept of the show, and then we did our ranking of the movies.
right.
First of all, the good thing is, and probably the reason why we're still doing the show, is we already had a great back and forth at the time. Very easily played off of each other, knew kind of how to interact with each other, and the flow of that show, damn near the way it still is today. Like, a lot of podcasts when they're first starting out, they kind of they need some time to find their groove and everything.
Yeah.
Like, as far as our back and forth, we already had that groove. Like, going all the way back to episode 1.
You wonder if it has something to do, like, just thinking about it as we're sitting here with our headsets on, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that had something to do with being radio operators, sitting.
You know what? That could be.
With the headsets on and having to do, like, okay, here's this cross aircraft communicating, where you can't talk over each other because it's like, all right, here's it's transmitting of information.
That is
so
true.
I'm anticipating when you're going to stop talking so that the next information can't get passed.
Right.
So that may have lent itself to, being able to do it so cleanly,
right?
As we have been able to do it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why. Because
I really just looking at you with the headset on, it immediately like takes me back to that. Sitting like, because we used to in the airplane, like the way the crew positioning was.
That was my Windows antivirus. Apparently, there's an update.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I heard that so loud.
I'm sure the listeners heard it too.
But yeah, like if you were on the pilot side of the aircraft, like the student per se would be sitting on the left side and the instructor would be sitting on the right side of the aircraft, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time the students would sit on the pilot side, and you'd be looking at each other kind of like this and communicating.
Yeah.
And I think that's why maybe the dynamic is so easy, because you were on interphone, over hot mic, just like this.
Yep.
We had our own interphone channel, and we talked
right.
to each other just like this.
Yeah, and between specifically you and I, we had a lot of instructor-student kind of back and forth too, because you did a lot of my initial training.
Yep.
You then did my evaluator upgrade and all of that stuff. So we had a lot of back and forth, and then of course a lot of overseas time together.
Yep.
So yeah, I think maybe that was a huge part of it, because we naturally had that flow based on our jobs, but it made the podcasting so easy. And that was the thing that I noticed, because I was expecting, going back and listening to that first episode, for it to be kind of awkward, to be like weird pauses and awkward silences, and that never happened at all.
Yeah.
So
and it happens. It probably happens more. I think this is why we're both. I mean, we've talked about it before. We're both kind of gun shy with guests.
Yeah.
Because it's incorporating our banter into a third person.
Yeah, who may not have that experience in that
like,
background.
God, what's this person doing here?
Yeah.
All right, I see you on the screen. What are you doing there? Why are you in our stuff?
Right.
God damn
I don't
it.
like it when people touch my stuff.
That's just funny. They're bringing up the Project VCR, which seems like so long ago.
Yeah.
For Project VCR.
Well, it was over 5 years ago.
And that was like me basically calling in to the show. Yeah,
because you did one from your cell phone, like literally.
Yeah. And it was horrible. Like my fucking Apple earbuds, talking into the show. But it was the start of it all. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Oh. Whatever happened to the other guy in Project VCR seemed like a major dick. Well, that guy was a very good friend of mine. He and I met in 7th grade. We were very close friends for many, many years. 2016 rolled around. He didn't like the way I was leaning politically, and he stopped talking to me. So that's what happened to him.
And some people some hills people want to die on, and that's the one he chose. Oh well,
it's
better for us.
It sucks. Oh, that just reminded me something else I want to add to the notes. I'm still adding to the notes as we're doing the fucking show because
Do it live.
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
I like the thank you, Dragon Buddy, for talking about how our banner's been on point. But yeah, they were busting our balls about the Summer of Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Something shiny.
well, yeah, it was.
Summer of Legends content shift.
Well, you can blame COVID for that.
Yes.
Quite frankly.
Yes.
Because COVID changed everything.
It did.
It really did, and you know what? Again, no regrets. Just like with the major changes I made in my career, I think because we were really chomping at the bit to kind of branch out. We'd been talking about it for a while, really, because even though we had been doing Star Wars for over 150 episodes, I think we were ready to start doing something different. We wanted to talk about non-Star Wars movies and music and things like that.
Right. And it was one of those things where we didn't have time to do a whole nother show. As nice as it would have been like, all right, here's our Star Wars show, and then like cut, print, let's do another show.
Yeah.
Just time, we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Time. It's like it fucking grew. In terms of money, there is no money. Like time, there is no time. We need to put this up for the archives too, by the way.
Yeah. The Sacred Jedi.
The Sacred Jedi tax.
But yeah, and that's what spawned the Gen X point of view. But we're fast forwarding way far. We're like,
yeah, sorry. So some other notes that I had from these first episodes that I just went back and re-listened to. Episode 1, we ranked. Now, this is kind of hard. If I'm referring to the Star Wars episodes, I'll refer to them by their name, like Phantom Menace or whatever. But episode 1 of the podcast, when we ordered the movies in our preference order,
right.
It was really interesting listening to the way we describe some of the movies compared to how we feel about some of them now. Like specifically, you did not trash Rogue One. In fact, I think you put it at like number 4 or 5 on your list.
Interesting.
Whereas nowadays, Dave never has anything nice to say about Rogue One. There was you didn't even mention Indigo Montoya one time either in that episode.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why it turned so horribly.
I have no idea.
I wonder what turned so horribly wrong.
Yeah, something happened.
You know what it was? It's like, we're going to make a show just about that dude.
Yeah.
No, can't do it. No.
Yeah.
That might have been it. That might have been the fucking straw.
The fact that they chose to make a Disney Plus series out of him, and then he...
well, hey.
Yeah, Chantal's saying in the chat, flip-flopper!
Well, look, if you listen to our shows and as we... putting my eyes on. If you listen to our show for more than a minute, it all depends on the mood you're in for that moment, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, distracted now.
He's got the fucking googly eyes on his hands again.
Look, Jason. You can see the eyes all the way from here.
Now you need to get a wig, and you need
so far away.
You need to get a red marker for the lipstick, and you need to get a little wig.
Yes. Need my lipstick.
Aw, CCC.
Oh, CCC. 3PO.
Jesus.
It's like a fish. A fish swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Oh my God.
It's Jennifer Lopez, Dory.
Whose idea was it, by the way, last week to put fucking googly eyes on his hand?
I don't know, but it's
somebody
brilliant.
mentioned that last week.
Your wife is an enabler, though. I will tell you that.
Oh, most definitely. So something fucking hilarious. Something fucking hilarious.
Kazoos are hilarious.
That came out of that first episode.
Yeah.
So we were doing like Star Wars news every week. And they had just announced that the release date for episode 9. Remember, this was before Last Jedi. This is a whole other thing, by the way, that we should probably talk about is the fact that when we started the podcast, there was no Last Jedi.
Right.
Everybody was all happy about Star Wars. We'd had Force Awakens and Rogue One at this point.
Yep.
Everybody loved Star Wars. It was riding fucking high. We were getting ready for The Last Jedi to come out. We were super psyched for it to come out.
Yep.
And, we just had that hopeful gleam in our eyes.
Right. We couldn't... And I think that before I got distracted by Jennifer Lopez, I think I was going towards a point of we were so we were so happy with the franchise that we wanted all of it. We wanted like as much of fucking Star Wars as we could get. So you have this it's almost this confirmation bias, right? Where it's like, hey, Star Wars is good, more Star Wars. So like everything that is involving Star Wars now is good. So you know, aside from a handful of comics and some other, you know, things that might be like, holiday special, traditionally bad things, they're still bad. But even my opinion of Rogue One is like, oh, fuck, more Star Wars content is fucking amazing. What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Which I think we said a lot back in those days.
Indeed we did. Yeah. So, but you got to keep in mind that this was all pre-Last Jedi. And we were reading the news from that week, and they had just announced, even though Last Jedi wasn't out yet, they announced that the release date for Episode 9 was going to be May of 2019. And we were speculating on that because we're like, wow, that's kind of interesting considering that was only like a year and a half from where we were at that point, or no, 2 years from where we were recording that episode, but a year and a half after the release of Last Jedi. And we were like, man, are they really going to be able to keep to this timeline? Spoiler alert, they weren't able to keep to that timeline.
Yeah.
But you were very adamant about like, oh yeah, they are for sure going to keep to this timeline. They have Star Wars fans to appease. They know what we want. They know that they're going to get a lot of backlash if they do this.
And this is what did Dave learn from this? What Dave learned is like they don't give a fuck about what Star Wars fans want.
So even
up until Last Jedi,
right? My response was even more hilarious because what I said was, I'm sure it'll be fine because like we're about to see The Last Jedi. I'm sure they've already had the script for episode 9 already written out. They already know where the story's going. So I have full faith that they already have the story beats for all of these episodes plotted out very meticulously. And yeah, it's going to be great. Oh, foolish me.
Boom, 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 boom.
I could not have made a more incorrect statement at that fucking point. Now in hindsight, knowing that... Don, shut the fuck up. All right.
We're gonna talk to the escape pods point here in a moment.
Right.
The Last Jedi, they're portending and trolling that the Last Jedi is the greatest Star Wars movie. Sorry, that was a weird click.
Okay.
Hey, now what do I click? When did I start saying that?
It was early on. It was very early on when I was like, because I remember the first time you ever did that, because I'm like, we're learning all the technology and the mixers and everything, and I'm like fussing around with something. I'm like trying to stop the recording, right? Because that's when I used to record it on the software on Audacity on the computer. No, we were using the Mac at the time.
Yeah,
right. We had Kristen's old Mac in here, and that's
using
what we were
GarageBand,
right? And I'm like trying to
Reverb.
click. Oh God. Oh my God. We almost lost our second episode because of that fucking reverb. But anyway, like I'm sitting there trying to fucking click the stop button on the record, and you're like, okay, now what do I click? Okay. And I left that in. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. As I'm like trying to stop the episode, you came with that. I'm like, oh, that's great.
It's been in there for that long.
And then I think I prompted you again, and then it just became like every episode.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, thanks fucking for derailing the show. But Last Jedi, is there a more talked about episode?
Oh, like, definitely not. Like unless you go back and look at episode 1 kind of thing. And like the backlash that caused. But I think Last Jedi was even more.
I agree.
And I think it's even more because you have people who were so vigorously on one side or the other too.
It was way more polarizing than episode 1. But yeah, if you go straight by just like the people that are like Last Jedi has been the most talked about Star Wars movie. By far. I mean, shit, this is what, been fucking 3 years, over 3 years?
5 years, because 4.5 years.
Has it been that long? Yeah.
Well, we've been going for 5 years, and we were in the year that Last Jedi was releasing.
I thought you said 19.
19 was episode 9. That was what eventually became Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and that was the whole point of the news, right? Is because we're like, wow, they're going to release episode 9 2 years from now when we haven't even seen episode 7 yet, or episode 8 yet.
Right.
And that was the thing that generated the conversation. You're like, oh yeah, they'll definitely make that release date. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure they've got the whole plot of this whole trilogy all mapped out.
No, but like, yeah, my point to, this isn't the podcast isn't going to be about the pros and cons of fucking episode 7 or 8. But I would say that episode 7, it fucking generated a lot of conversation.
Right. And it changed like the Star Wars fandom forever.
Yeah.
Regardless of what side you're on, it changed everything forever.
Right.
And, we went into this again, so optimistic. And so, just like everything's great. We love Disney. Thank you for doing the buyout. And we'll just absorb everything that you feed us.
Well, I don't know if we went that far.
I know I did.
Were we dripping at the fucking mouth with that? Like,
Oh, cock and balls.
were we full cock and balls?
I was for sure.
Because I still felt like back in those days, and again, we as humans, our brains, we don't remember things like pictures. You just don't. That's not how your brain works. But says the person who just fucking finished that stupid cognitive psychology class. But the pining for the fucking expanded universe, I still felt that. I know when we started doing
like you're talking the legends specifically.
Yeah, like because I still pined for some of those stories. Like, as much as I liked and still like episode 7, 6, 7.
Force Awakens is 7.
Fucking hell, man! I just fucking Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Just to say that.
Yeah.
I have to pee.
Oh, okay.
I have to pee. That's why I can't think, because my body is like right now going into the. Look at us. Ready? Boop.
Yeah. So, we will continue this discussion after a very quick break and word from our sponsors.
Colt 45 is the dynamite taste.
It's tinkle time. Oh my god.
I'll turn on the AC while he's out there. Can you guys hear that? I'm gonna not say anything for a few seconds. I'm just curious if you can hear the air conditioner behind me. I feel like I'm hearing it. No? All right. So, Scott, you really have not watched a single Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker? Interesting. All right, Kristen says you can't hear it, but it's not loud. Is that a windstorm? All right, so you're all across the board. One person's no, one person's windstorm. You guys are killing me. I think you're doing this shit on purpose, quite frankly. Man, I did. So I saw that, Tom, and that's something I'm going to talk about later. How I really want to take another look back at the Star Wars stories, Solo and Rogue One. I think enough time has passed where we need to kind of re-engage with both of those and see how they hold up after this amount of time, especially Solo. There's been a lot of discussion in Solo about Solo in the news lately. When they did a recent interview with Ron Howard about doing the reshoots. The Kathleen Kennedy last week mentioned that they're never going to do like a recasting like what they did with Alden Ehrenreich or whatever the fuck the guy's name is as Han. They're not going to do any more recasting like that of classic characters, which they never should have done in the first place.
Right.
But what can you do? All right, you good?
Yeah. You good?
Should I pee? You know what? I'm going to go too. Just might as well. Entertain the masses while I'm gone.
Ooh, you know what? Why hum when I can do this? What are we thumbs downing? What's going on? What's happening? Can we hear the air conditioning? Is that what we're discussing? The AC? I look, these mics pick up everything. So I'm willing to bet that, dude, we're gonna have to kill the AC. There's no way the AC is gonna be able to stay running.
Oh no, I just wanted to turn it on while
Okay.
while we were taking a break. Yeah, no, I wasn't planning to keep it on while we.
Name that tune.
Galaxy Quest.
No.
Are you sure? Could have sworn that's what it
Ass.
was. All right, are we ready?
Hang on.
Play me to the desk.
Fly me to the moon. Why is that?
Where'd he go? Where'd Space Ghost go? Where'd he go? I don't know. Going to the desk.
Indiana.
Indiana Solo, yeah. Yeah, no, I think Big Logan's right. I think that was the Superman theme.
No, Superman would sound like this. Ready? Wait, hang on. Don't. You're spoiling. You're poisoning it. You're poisoning it with your unworthy sound.
I'm gonna poison you next time you go to the fucking bathroom. Because that sounds better. Can we go, please?
Superman.
Very good, Dave.
You need to build a housing outside for the AC. There's a lot of things we need to do, Don.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
What are you doing?
I've got a case of the fidgets, okay? Just leave me the fuck alone.
All right. Can one of your fidgets be to start the fucking
Shut
video?
your pie hole. We're recording over there?
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
ready?
I do. Yes, I said I was ready 5 minutes ago.
All right. I'm going to go with a retro countdown.
All right, let's do it.
It was one of your countouns.
Yeah. Oh, God, we did that for one of our 80s.
Yeah, it was
Our 80s music
it
episode,
was the
right?
80s countdown. So I clicked it.
Oh, that was good. Good
See, that's
times.
why we need to do the songs have to be with the kazoo.
Right.
That way they can't be identified,
True.
obviously.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't lose our fucking YouTube feed because of that. So something else I noticed in our early days of the podcast, not nearly as much bickering between us. We were much more cordial with each other back in the day. We didn't really start busting each other's balls until much later, I think. Because I'm listening and we're like, we're so polite to each other, you know? We're not.
I saw that in the notes.
We're not giving each other nearly as much shit. At least not in those like first 2 or 3 episodes.
I think I honestly think we were trying to figure out what we could get away with.
True.
You know what I mean? It was like, all right, it's because even as good as our back and forth is for the show, we were still pretty much, all right, this is the stuff that we have to talk about.
Yeah, we were much more scripted.
Yeah,
back
it was
then.
like, oh, we have to, like, this is a show about this, right? So we have to make sure that we talk about those things. I don't know when we got off the rails. Like, I don't know at what point in time. I don't know if it was the YouTubes that really pushed us off the fucking rails.
I think it was, you know, because then you throw that interaction with the chat in there, and that kind of changes the whole dynamic of the show sometimes.
Right. Have that outside influence into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
With people poking the bear, for sure. Once they realize what makes certain people tick, you know, and they start poking that bear a little bit, and then you throw tank tops into the mix and potatoes.
The fucking tank top. When did we start doing the YouTube?
It was early. It was like in the 20s, I think.
Was it really that early?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we realized early on that we needed to get on the YouTube portion of the show.
I remember saying that I think we should be doing it, and then there was like conversations about like the cameras, because we've had basically the same cameras for the whole from the beginning.
Well, fuck, let's do this live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
I'm just gonna go into our YouTube account right now and scroll back and see which. No! Jesus Christ! I don't know what's going on.
Loud noises.
Sorry about that, everybody. Good times. Try. Are you okay?
Sammy, jump in front of a fucking truck.
Oh. Let's have some trivia, shall we?
So how many board tabs are open? Apparently a lot.
Do you know what our most viewed YouTube video ever was?
I think it was probably the trailer for Last Jedi.
No, that was up there, but the teaser for episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, when it was revealed that Rise of Skywalker was the title, and when you hear Palpatine's laugh at the end, we're up close to 23,000 views on that video.
Wow.
554 likes, 47 comments.
Isn't it fucking remarkable? Like, this is what fucking aggravates the shit out of me about YouTube. Like, and present company notwithstanding, like those of you 11 or however many, because the StreamYard lies about how many people are actually in the chat.
Sure.
Like the actual numbers. We love you, StreamYard, but that's not a very accurate number. The like people watch these videos and they don't hit the like button. Like, what level of laziness are we in this society that, like, if I don't hit the like button, it's because I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's a deliberate action. It's like me only tipping you 15% because your service was shit. Which, to be honest, I don't do. I tip 20% no matter what, because
Oh yeah, I always do 20 at a minimum.
Because the math is easier, and I'm lazy.
Yeah.
So it's fucking, and I'll click the like button if I'm looking for something, right, and I'm watching it. If it doesn't hit me in the first 45 seconds, then I'm just gonna click off of it. But if you have me for more than 30 to 40 seconds, then I'm clicking the like button. That's something I do. But something can be watched 23,000 times and only fucking clicked 500.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. That's a lot of fucking views, by the way.
It is. Well, remember, we made it onto one of those compilation videos too, or
That's
probably more than one. Like, I tried to do some kind of a search to see if I could figure out how many we made it on, but it's kind of hard to find that kind of stuff. Our first video episode was episode 16, it looks like.
Wow.
And that was our Defending the Force Awakens, because you got to, again, remember, this was before Last Jedi ever came out. So the only new Disney Star Wars stuff we had at this point was Force Awakens and Rogue One. And Force Awakens, though it wasn't nearly as toxic of a conversation as The Last Jedi, Force Awakens did have its detractors.
It did.
And it was a lot of, it's just a copy of A New Hope and this and that.
I still hear that.
Yeah.
I still hear that from people. And it's like, I just, okay.
Well, and we spent a whole episode, our episode 16, defending The Force Awakens against these arguments. So that was that. But I'm going to pull this up really quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah, so we're basically sitting at the table, this same table, but it's a single camera shot.
Right.
Far fewer decorations. We don't have
The sacred Jedi
pops.
Oh God, the pops. We didn't. The pop fucking phenomena didn't start. Phenomena. 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 Anyway, the pop phenomena didn't start until really until I started working with Swede, and that was like 2018, November of 18.
God, was that long ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I started at the squadron I'm in now as a contractor in October of 18. So, and I think the whole pop thing happened that summer of 19.
Yeah.
Honestly, is when it started, when it began.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the Summer of Legends.
Summer of Legends.
But instead it was the Summer of
the sacred Jedi
Pops.
It was indeed. There was a pop-tastic fucking holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. I did manage to come in this week without a pop though. So
Yeah. I saw 2 at the BX today, and I was like, I actually considered for a little while getting one for you as a gift, but
I'm glad you didn't.
But then I'm like, I need to be saving money, so
you should.
Yeah.
You should. You got retirement coming up.
I know. I did think about you though for like a minute.
I do. I appreciate the thought. I really do. But yeah, I mean,
Gay.
speaking of the pops, like the pop phenomenon. Phenomena.
All right.
I'll keep doing it.
I know. I need to not feed into that.
I like.
so.
Because I think the phenomena. I should figure out how to work that into it. Is that a voice that you can like? Is that anything? Is that somebody we know? We don't know anybody like that. Kind of sounds like Selma.
Selma or Watto. Only money.
Only money. No, anyway. All right.
What are you about to do?
I don't fucking know. Oh, Funko. We were talking about pops.
Yeah.
And of course, when I step in the studio and be so close to the sacred Jedi pops.
Oh.
the sacred Jedi
Pops.
Go into the list here in my collection. And Thrawn is currently sitting at $250. $250 for a little blue fuck.
Yeah.
It's craziness. And that's like far and away the most valuable pop at all this. But look at the total value of the collection at the top there.
God damn, son.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I don't want to publicly say that because God help it, we get looters in here.
Yeah, I don't want somebody breaking into the fucking studio.
Fucking pop looters. But yeah, that's fucking Big Swede getting me. So here's the thing.
So what happened was.
So this is how. Let me tell you how the pop thing started.
Okay.
Right? Since we're having a reminiscing episode,
We might as well.
and this is the Sidebar Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Bronco Fett continues to make this argument of a Black Series being greater than Pops. It's not. We're not. There's not a debate on that.
Yeah, we're not playing one versus the other because we know who's really going to win that Bronco Fett, and it is the Black Series.
Yeah, Black Series figures are fucking great. However, I didn't get. So Big Swede contacts me, like the guy who does his tattoos. He's really got a really good tattoo artist.
He.
Right. Yes.
Those were my pops.
Yes. So he contacts me and said, "Hey, listen, they're doing this fucking."
Show us on the doll suite where Dave touched you.
He's like, "Hey, they're doing this wheel, and we need more people to get in on it. It's for fucking Star Wars pops." I'm like, right, fine, whatever. I'll put fucking 5 or 10 or whatever fucking dollar amount it was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I fucking Venmo the money in or PayPal or whatever, and yeah, I come to find out that I win this fucking stack of pops, and I'm like, wow, these are cool. And I had a couple, like a TIE Fighter pop, because obviously I'm obsessed with the fucking TIE Fighters. Obsessed. Like it's worse if you can imagine, all right, imagine if you will. Imagine if you will.
Imagine there's no TIE fighter.
Don't do that.
I wonder if you can.
I cannot. So imagine if you will. TIE fighter, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Like, so I'm going through and I like have to have every Lego TIE fighter
right.
that they've made.
Which that's from the conversation we had before.
Yeah. So I just won one on eBay the other day. So I got a good deal on it. And they don't have to be fucking perfectly in the box or whatever. I just want to fucking put them together and put them on my TIE fighter display shelf. I have one shelved as edict decrees. I have one area for the fucking, although I do have some pop area that is snuck in, like, you know, at home, which you can see if you're watching the remote episodes.
It's an incursion.
It is an incursion. But I was looking at TIE fighter or TIE pilot pops and like had never gotten one because I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this pop? It's not really a bobblehead because I have sports figure bobbleheads.
Sure.
And, it's not really a bobblehead, whatever. And I was just a few years back, I was down in, punching the carrot.
I'm looking at Dragon Buddy's comment.
Nice.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I was at Andrews. We were down there for something, one of our fucking, daily or weekly, how you doing? We would go down there.
We spent a lot of times at Andrews back in the day.
So I was walking around in the food court and somebody had a stand and they were selling, random fucking toys and shit. And they had pops and one of them was a fucking TIE fighter pop. And I'm like, huh. And it was cheap. It was like $5. But it was like $5 for it was whatever it was like $15 for 3.
Okay.
So it ended up being $5. So I bought 2 TIE fighter ones, and then I forget what the third one was. I think it was a Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. And he's up there.
Yeah.
And that was for me. That was a personal start because they're like, all right, TIE pilots, and I still have those guys.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, I was good. Like, made it through retirement, made it through the rest of my military career, then have fucking pops everywhere until Swede becomes my fucking pop dealer and it fucking enables it. So, yeah, I win this fucking wheel and I get this pile of pops. And now I'm like, well, these are fucking Star Wars, man. We got the podcast going.
Was that, was that the one that had like the 2 malls in it?
I don't remember.
I feel like it was.
I legitimately don't.
It was
remember.
that one, or it was the next one that you won?
Swede could probably tell you exactly, like what was in the lot. I could not tell you.
Well, because I remember
I didn't pay attention. I don't win shit like that.
Right.
I just don't. Which makes it so much fucking funnier that when another one comes up. And he says, hey, there's another pop wheel, that we need people to put in. I'm like, all right, well, I won the last one. I'll fucking put money back towards that. No big deal. And then I won again.
I just remember you walking into the studio one day before we recorded an episode with this fucking box full of pops. And I feel like you had 2 malls in one of them. And you're like, well, I'm going to give one to Nick. And I'm pretty sure I told him, don't give him one. Like, don't just give him one of those. Like, fucking keep them or sell it. Or
I don't remember.
But you were like, no, I'm going to give one to Nick and I'm going to keep the rest.
I didn't have I think I gave one to my daughter. I think one of them was a Chewbacca that I gave to my daughter.
Oh.
Because I didn't really, they didn't have value to me. Like, the Black Series figure, because I wasn't thinking of it like this is something I'm going to display as a wall of fucking amazing Star Wars displayness.
Yes.
Right? The Black Series figure has like this level of realism because, I appreciate the level of realism.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But then it just turned into, well, there's a lot of these and they're relatively inexpensive compared to a Black Series. Like I could buy 2 pops for one Black Series figure. And,
Black Series can get expensive.
And they don't come out that often. Whereas Pops are fucking out all over the place, and it just it just grows and it grows, and then Nick's like, "Oh look, this Pop came out." I'm like, "Oh my god, we gotta get that Pop!" And next thing you know, there's fucking $3,000 worth of fucking Pops on the fucking wall, and then yes, now we have the Sacred Jedi Pops. So yeah, that's what happened. It started with a fucking TIE pilot. And because of Big Swede, it has turned into this.
Yep.
So it's his fault.
Getting back to a little bit of our reminiscing about previous episodes, one thing that I noted as I was listening back to some of these, I do kind of miss the Star Wars deep dives.
Yeah.
You know, I do miss going back and reading like a bunch of comics and then talking about them on the show or, you know, some of the other stuff that we would do. But I think in the long run, it was still better that we branched off because I don't know how long we could have sustained that for. Like only doing Star Wars episodes all the way up to where we are now.
Well, so here's the thing. And I think we talked about this in our 200th episode. We might have hit on it a little bit. There was a point where our preamble, you know, our first 40 minutes or so was turning into most of the show.
Right.
So then our Star Wars content, we're straining to do something Star Wars related, but the first 40 to 50 minutes was completely unrelated to it.
The banter. The main topic banter.
Which we still do. I mean, don't get me wrong. But under the auspices of the Sidebar Cantina, it makes a lot more sense because we're fucking sidebarring because that's what we do.
Yes.
That's part of it. The best episode was when Dave got crap thrown at him. Yeah,
oh yeah, we were. Yeah, funny story about that for those who maybe knew. We were doing a remote episode. I can't remember if I was home or if that was the year I was away.
I think you were away.
Yeah, but Dave mentioned something that upset his lovely wife Kathy. And next thing we know, I'm looking at the screen, looking at Dave in his living room, and I see like an object fly by him. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And you didn't notice it at first, I don't think.
No.
And then next thing you know, another thing goes by. Come to find out his wife is throwing fucking whole raw potatoes at him from across the fucking room because of something he said.
Yeah, potatoes and fucking carrots.
Well, the carrot came from she photoshopped a picture of me to look like a carrot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Which she came across that on her phone the other day, by the way.
Oh, really?
That fucking picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife, by the way, is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, Kathy is the greatest because she is like a fucking Jersey girl through and through. She's like, no fucking bullshit. She's like brutally honest.
Yep.
She threw a drink in my face once. You were both over here, a week and a half ago when I got the Xbox and you stopped over.
Yeah.
And she met my mother-in-law, my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein. And, within like a couple minutes of them talking, Kathy starts dropping like some F-bombs. She's very just.
Well, now my poor wife who has to put up with me, which she should have a fucking award just for that. She didn't have this potty mouth until
she got with you?
Until she got with me. Like,
okay.
That's unfortunate. That is an unfortunate side effect of being around me too much because she'll it'll happen at work. Like Davisms will come out.
Oh no.
Work. Yeah. And it'll turn into a thing where they'll be like, where did that come from? Like dick beaters.
Right.
Like when I use the term dick beaters and that'll like slip into her vernacular.
Oh,
it's just like, what the fuck is that?
Whoops.
Yeah. It's just like, well, I mean, it's what they are. That's what they're there for. You know, they're perfectly, that's, you know, why they're that length.
Yeah,
why their arms are that length. I mean,
I don't think you have to explain it.
No,
I think they understand.
Everyone knows you would call them dick beaters. But yeah, shit like that. So unfortunately, I have definitely poisoned what is a perfect flower with some awful language. But she is amazing. And she has an incredible sense of humor. And when she decides that she wants to like kind of let that out a little bit, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like in particular shit like that, like okay, fuck you. I'm making this picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I like
Yeah.
And it's perfect and appropriate. And honestly, it's one of those bits that took on that life of its own, like so many other things, that have taken on that particular life of its own.
Yep. Yeah, because I tell that story on the podcast, and all of a sudden everybody's, everybody's taking the shit and running with it. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about getting shit thrown at us.
Oh yeah. Oh. Let's go back to that episode 68. We had started talking about it, and then we got sidetracked, as we kind of do a lot.
It's the Sidebar Cantina, Jason.
Yes.
So that's what we do.
I wanted to mention in the show notes, because we write these show notes in our Google Drive, and then when the show's over, we just fucking archive it. We could just delete these notes, but for some reason we keep them in. Yeah. No idea. We never planned to go back and reminisce like this, but we are today.
Yeah.
So
why delete it when they're here?
Yeah.
It's what, a fucking 16K?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So going back to episode 68. So this would have been in 2018. This was August of 2018. This was the Ask Us Anything episode. One of the first notes that we have was Mark Somerville, who was one of our early listeners.
Yep.
He bought one of our shirts, one of the All Things Star Wars shirts, one of our originals. And in the notes, we have nice shotgun, because most of you now know him as Shotgun Mark, because he bought the shirt. He took a picture and posted it in our private Facebook group of him wearing the shirt. But in the background, you've got like a pile of books on the floor. You've got some like a coffee table, and then you've just got a shotgun, like a fully loaded shotgun, just leaning against the wall. And I'm just like, what? Okay.
We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, respect. Yeah,
respect.
And gotta respect the shotgun.
I gotta respect the shotgun.
And from
Sammy, jump in front of a fucking truck.
RESPS. What the fuck? Sammy. Anyway.
The fuck is wrong with you?
So yeah, from that day, he's been Shotgun Mark for almost 200 episodes now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah, we're gonna hang that moniker on you, and you're gonna wear it. God damn it.
Yeah, and I think he's embraced it. So.
Yeah, and we're not the only ones that Use and Abuse Pod has all their early notes too. It's fun to go back. I think even in our pile of notes we have early show ideas, like kind of running through the list of potential show ideas. I think even on my phone I have like an iPhone notepad of like show ideas. Like, because anymore I have to write shit down almost immediately, otherwise it'll go
yeah. And it's gone.
Blow away, and he's gone. What? Who? What? The Sacred Pops. Look at them, they're glorious.
Yeah, we had some really interesting questions from that AMA also.
Yeah, well, let's talk about them.
All right. Well, Tony Ferrari asked which of us liked being pegged by Twi'leks more.
That was one of the my wife, my beautiful wife Kathleen had made a Jason being pegged by Twi'lek
well, see,
picture also.
Yeah, and I learned what pegging was whilst doing the show, because somebody was saying something in the chat, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And then a very quick Google search,
yes,
revealed a lot.
Yes,
I'll just say that
we haven't talked about pegging in a long time.
It'll randomly pop up in the show. There was a period of time, like around this time, where it was like being brought up on a weekly basis almost.
Yeah.
Big Lovin' asked if our opinions of Ahsoka Tano had changed. Good, bad, up, down. Discuss.
It's interesting, where I don't know what we talked about immediately before that. I'm gonna look see what episode 67 was.
Yeah, because I know we were working through the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and early on.
Oh, right, because so remember we put out a poll, and we'd asked the listeners, what should we watch first? Because we were not caught up on Rebels or Clone Wars at that point.
Cock and balls.
Like, I hadn't watched any Rebels and barely watched any Clone Wars. And I think you were in kind of the same boat. You had watched a little more Rebels than me. And we wanted to start chipping away at one of them. Like, we were talking about like doing them concurrently or just going with one or the other. And then we put out a poll and the listeners said Clone Wars. So we started working through the Clone Wars, and eventually we just got to a point where it's like, fuck it. We just want to do Rebels. But Ahsoka had shown up and was starting to, or not shown up, but we had gone through the Clone Wars episodes where her character had actually started to mature, and I think we were around the point where she had shown up in Rebels. So, and this was long before fucking Mandalorian or any of that, or Clone Wars Season 7, or...
Right.
Yeah. What?
I'm looking at episode 67,
Mm-hmm.
which we titled Thrawn Alliances, right?
Yeah, that was one of the books.
Right. So, in my week is the fuck you cyclist. Was that the cyclist rant?
Oh,
Was
really?
Was that episode 67?
Oh, we're gonna have to go back and pull up the video at some point. That might be, for those of you, the notorious Dave anti-cyclist rant. That may be in episode 67 of his week, because it was truly epic.
Yeah, sorry, I got caught up on that. I'm like, is that really? It was that long ago. God damn.
Yeah.
Cock and balls. Wait. So let's see if I can I gotta play with your cock and balls with some propane. Ack, ack, ack.
Jeez.
Try and get it all in one
Nice.
one breath.
That was good. Did somebody prompt you to do that?
Yeah, it was Lunar Girl had posted it.
Okay,
I don't know what was happening before that, but
Yeah. It's hard with the chat sometimes. We get so focused on what we're doing.
Confirmed. Used and abused. That was episode 67.
There
That's
you go.
really funny.
So yeah, if you ever want to go back and listen to
Oh man,
the penultimate Dave rant classic,
oh my god,
episode 67.
may have been one of the first too. That may have been one of the. Oh my god.
Yeah, it could, because some rants before had been like, fuck this guy, he's a fucking idiot, blah blah blah, moving on. No, the cyclist thing was like a 20-minute fucking diatribe.
I gotta listen to that again.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could reenact that.
Oh God, I don't know, because you were very passionate that day.
I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. Maybe my medication changes.
Maybe. So
He says as he puts googly eyes on his hand.
So I can talk like this. Now I can't. I have to do. I can't talk like this without the googly eyes.
So we briefly talked about the
Look at how close I am.
the rebranding and everything.
Look.
Oh God, it's getting so close to me. It's just so
Why it? I'm not an it. I'm Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, it's looking right at me too. It's staring at me. I can't.
Respect the googly eyes. Respect.
Oh my God.
Sammy, jump in front of a fucking truck.
Anyway, we were talking about rebranding and how I think in the grand scheme of things, that was really the best for us. Because it's kind of allowed us to, oh my God, to engage in and do things or see things, listen to things that we wouldn't have before. Like, the recent Tool episode, I think, is a great example where I had never listened to Tool much, and this kind of really opened me up to a whole new realm of music, as well as a lot of the movies we've done, movies that I had never seen before, for better or worse. So I like that part of us rebranding, is the fact that we get to experience a lot of stuff, like big pop culture things that most people are familiar with.
Yeah.
But if it's like a movie that never came into our lives, or music or whatever, it's
like I don't know if I actually finished and had a complete thought earlier, but we're talking about the potential stagnation of Star Wars and struggling to you know, we're bullshitting through a lot of it, and we're having a lot of fun, and then we'd like kind of push through a Star Wars episode, and while sometimes it was just all right, we just serviced a fucking Star Wars episode. You know what I mean? Like it didn't necessarily come to completion.
Right. Ladies.
That's what she said. That's what you're supposed to say. That was me teeing you up for that's what she said about coming to completion. Are you going to make me get out Jennifer Lopez? If I can tell you this.
Please don't.
No, don't do it. No. No, not Jennifer Lopez. No.
Too distracting. But yeah, no, I think it's been really good for us to kind of branch off and do these things. And I had a list here, some future things that at least I know I want to do, and I'd be curious to hear some of your thoughts too, as far as like future episodes of the show, future things that I want to do. For me, bad movies. Like, I love our bad movie episodes. Like, I know it's hard for you to kind of get free time to sit down and watch a 2-hour shitty movie.
Yeah.
But I fucking love those episodes so much. Like, Birdemic is one of my favorite episodes ever. Like, if you go back and watch our Birdemic episode, I love it. I love that. When we did the holiday special, when we did the live viewing of the holiday special, which I don't know is still on YouTube because I think they might have taken it down. That was so fucking fun.
See, but I don't know why they would take something like that down. You're allowed to.
It's because it had the John Williams music in it. It was a copyright claim on the John Williams music.
Which John Williams music?
They reused music from the original trilogy in the holiday special.
They would take that and not the actual holiday special?
Yeah, nobody wants a holiday special.
Jesus Christ.
Like, you can have that, but don't take our music.
God's teeth.
But yeah, I want to do more bad movies. I was thinking, like, we've got Battlefield Earth out there that I've never seen. We've got The Room, that Star Crash show that I seen. Okay, so this video just came across my feed yesterday or 2 days ago. Apparently in the late 70s, in response to the whole Star Wars craze, a movie called Star Crash, all one word, came out. And it was like a Star Wars ripoff. And it looks fucking terrible, but a good kind of terrible. And I really want to see it now. I sent you this video that's comparing Star Wars to Star Crash, and I'd be curious to see what you think of that YouTube video, and then we can decide if we want to.
I'll take a look at it.
Yep. Music-wise, I was texting you earlier this week. Dark Side of the Moon is celebrating its 50th anniversary in March of next year. Early 2023 is the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon, and there's no fucking way we're not doing that.
Sure.
Oh man, I'm already looking forward to that. You do not seem nearly as enthused.
I mean, it's not yet.
Okay.
And that's 2023.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the end of the week.
All right, that's fair.
Right now.
Something that's been on my mind a lot lately is I really want to go back and reevaluate the Star Wars stories, Rogue One and Solo.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since it's been a long while since we've covered them on any podcast.
Been a while.
And I think now that enough time has passed, I think we can go back, reassess those, and try to, find out if they were really as good or bad as we initially thought.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing separately.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
not as one episode. It's two different episodes, and really, especially after going back and listening to the fact that you actually liked Rogue One in the first episode of our podcast. So I'm like, what went wrong? Where did I go wrong?
So, sidebar, just because we're talking about John Williams, or we just were talking about John Williams.
See,
3PO. I sent a link. I think I put it in a Discord channel as well with there's new John Williams hotness with it's John Williams and Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh,
they dropped a new album.
Yeah.
Has a bunch of stuff on it. It's actually really good. It's good studying music because when I'm listening to, I have this John Williams Essential playlist that I'll put on because classical music is good for me and for writing papers and shit.
Calms the mind.
Yeah, well, it's stimulating, but not distractingly so until like a banger comes on, like fucking Duel of the Fates,
or Battle of the Heroes,
or or the fucking Imperial March, or the fucking the Throne Room, and then all of a sudden it's like that's dominating my fucking thought process, and I'm just like lean back and like it's
yeah.
But yeah, it was actually pretty good. So John Williams, who is the fucking tits, drop some new hotness. So look forward to that. On your fucking, go to your local Sam Goody, and I'm sure it'll be right there. Go to the John Williams section of Sam Goody. Sam Goody's still a place, right?
I'm sure it is.
It's got to be.
Yeah, there's no way that wouldn't still exist.
It's right next to the Blockbuster.
Yep. One other note I had about like future topic ideas is, so we briefly talked about Project VCR and how you were a guest on there a few times. Those episodes are all gone now. Like the show's been completely shut down. The archived episodes aren't on there, and I think we should go back and we should redo some of the episodes we did for that. Like Galaxy Quest, we did Galaxy Quest.
So we've never done Galaxy Quest for our show.
Yeah, for the Dave and Jason show, no. We did Galaxy Quest on Project VCR, and that was it. And when we looked at the original trilogy, we did reviews for the original Star Wars. We did one for Return of the Jedi, which we never did a deep look. We did deep looks at the prequels
finally
for this episode or for this podcast. But for the original trilogy, we left it to those Project VCR episodes.
I thought we did. It was the Project VCR episode where I went like and gushed all over the fucking just sweeted all over the fucking the book, the iTunes book.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all the Project VCR, the stuff that's all gone now.
Yeah, we definitely should do it. I mean, honestly, like you talk about going back and doing deep diving into Star Wars stuff, and it's super relevant right now with Obi-Wan too.
Yeah,
because we're gonna get hit in the feels, I think, a little bit with some of the Obi-Wan stuff that comes up, especially going from the Obi-Wan timeline into Tatooine and the continuation of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe how about this? Why don't we, since we're
Summer of Legends?
No, we're not going to make any more promises like that. We learned from that mistake. But think about it like this. We do things in timeline order. When the Obi-Wan series finishes, we can talk about Rogue One. Go back and take that look back at Rogue One, because that's the next cinematic thing in the timeline. And then we can move right into A New Hope.
Oh my God.
And
it'd be worth it just to fucking
watch Vader just go whack,
slam him back into the fucking. Oh God.
Yeah, I think that's what we should do. Like once Obi-Wan is concluded,
let's do it.
Keep going down the timeline.
What did he say? What did who say?
Who?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Brain Damage, the Green Day song. Dun it, dun it, dun it.
Is that the one that goes? I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep. I'm running now.
I think so.
Time ticks by.
Still I try.
That dude, Dookie came out in what, 94?
94.
Oh God.
No, what was the Green Day song then?
Oh, Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Oh. By the way, I happened to go back to last week's episode when we were talking about music, right? We were talking about the British bands and everything,
right?
And I got a lot of shit in the chat because I referred to the Who song as Teenage Wasteland when apparently the real title of the song is De Flimhergdeberg or something like that. And they're like, how dare Jason refer to that as Teenage Wasteland? You fucking idiot. It's like, really? That's how every normal person knows that song. Teenage Wasteland.
What's the actual title?
It's De Flimskergdeferb or something like that.
Burk.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, I got a lot of shit in the chat last week for that. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'll call it Teenage Wasteland as much as I want. Right, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. De flimskirb de furb.
Bork.
So anyway, anything else? I think it's coming close to closing time because I have to give an eval like first thing tomorrow morning. So so I got to get to bed soon. So I think this is a good time to close it up. Any last reflections? It's fucking hot in here.
It is fucking hot in here. That's my reflection.
So hot.
It's getting hot in here.
I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Jennifer Lopez.
All right. Well, hopefully this episode made some kind of sense.
Nope.
No.
None at all. Nope.
Oh shit! Kristen's got dessert. All right, so we have to stay. We'll stay live, I guess, if you guys want to watch us eat dessert. Do you have any Red 5 reads before we close it up?
Yes.
Okay, what do you got?
Jennifer Lopez is going to do the reads.
All right, she's going to have to... There you go.
All right. Can you see me? Can you see the googly eyes? Okay. Red 5 Network live streams are what nerds crave. Oh, yeah. They crave it. At 9:30 Eastern, Extra Techie will be streaming a gaming sesh on both his Twitch and YouTube channels. He's been on a Fortnite kick for the Kenobi Cup. Check and see what he's doing. With WSR Media, I feel like I'm losing an eye. Oh no! Oh no! WSR Media will be live. It's hard to move my mouth. We'll be live at 10 p.m. Eastern with a Star Wars celebration prep and Obi-Wan. Oh yeah, Star Wars celebration. Jason, look at me.
Yes, I see you, Jennifer.
Star Wars celebration's coming.
Yes, it's a celebration.
I can't move my mouth.
Medic.
That was disturbing. Oh man. It just looks so
Oh god.
The Red 5 has network. The Red 5 network has 37 podcasts and
I'm 37?
yes, and a new gaming branch in their family. From live streams to audio drops on your favorite podcasting app to pre-recorded YouTube episodes and shorts. All the video games in there is what? That's I read it too quickly. Don't shut up, you. There's literally something for every personality, especially Dave's split personality. Press the bio.link/red5. That's bio.link/red5. Check out the daily promos or shoot Lunar Girl a DM on any of our socials. She can suggest something you absolutely love that is perfect for you. She loves talking to our followers. I've almost read that as she loves talking to our children.
That's disturbing.
That is even more disturbing than this. Totally different voice.
Well, then she looks like the aliens from Sesame Street. Yep. Earth book.
Yep.
All right, enough of that. On Cantina Family Happenings, the Use and Abuse Pod will be hosting a chill stream. I almost read that as chili because, because I'm Jennifer Lopez. And that's chili somehow related. I don't know how. Racists. Hosting a chili stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Join Scott and Kim in the live chat on our YouTube, and you will do it. On Wednesday, the ATSW. Thank you. On ATSW, the escape pod will be battling. Wait, what? ATSW, the escape pod will be battling to the pain in an epic Press Play Streaming Studios crossover event. Oh, this is stupid. I don't know why this is so stupid. I don't know why we're saying this. Join Dennis Notes Join Dandela Snooch. Snooch. That's a good word. Snooch. Let's say that is Jennifer Lopez. Snooch. Snooch. Dandela Snooch, Brady, Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy, and Ellen and Chantal in the live chat at 7:05 Eastern on YouTube, and for some Star Wars Jeopardy. I need to scroll. We're going to scroll up right now. Yes. Hey, no attention to the Jennifer Lopez behind the curtain.
Oh,
On Thursday, catch Lunagar the Merciless as she gets all the Sithy on. That's Jennifer Lopez can't pronounce that word. Sithy.
Oh my god.
Taco favorite kisses. On Star Wars: The Old Republic with General Chernobyl, The Mandalorian, and host 97 Bravo. Group sesh will be dual streamed on both YouTube and Twitch with the 97 Bravo. Twitch, that's like what my googly eyes do. They twitch. See the twitching? Oh, look at the twitch. That's what it is, right?
Yes.
Catch Lyricker again on Saturday at 9:30. Where she will be repping the sidebar on Dork Wars, reviewing the first 2 episodes of Kenobi. Kenobi is coming out, Jason. Jason, are you okay?
Yes.
It's Magic May in layman's terms. Join the meddling mage of the Magic McDonald's as he breaks down his dicks. Oh, he's close to dicks. Or penis. Chocolate covered kisses. Oh, chocolate covered penises.
Oh.
Dicks. Grab your Brady brand ice cream and tune into the Magic Madness on layman's terms on YouTube. My arm's getting tired. It's hard to hold up like this. I need like a stand or something. I hold up like this.
Oh my god.
It's a googly eyes. Oh my god. The Orange Official release episode 33. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. Subscribe to them on Spotify and give it a listen and be notified of upcoming releases. They're popping out shows like you would not believe. Like taco flavored kisses. Big Sweet is about to release his latest. Glue yourself to glue his. Jason. Look. Glue. Do us updates at Sweet Studios on Discord and Instagram.
Oh my god.
This is why I can never work for the Muppets.
J-Lo, are you done?
No. Hold up my arm. I need to take a break. Because it's really important on this podcast to be a professional, Jason. And so I have to maintain appearances. I have to keep my arm held up. Even though this is a podcast, Jason. Even though they won't see me or my googly eyes. Unless they're watching on the YouTubes. See? Look on the YouTubes. Hashtag googly eyes. You can find us at bio.links. Sidebar Cantina. Ooh, Cantina. See, you say that like say to J-Lo, Soccer Coffee Kisses. Where you will find our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, and latest Spotify music mixtape. And all the social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Discord, and TikTok. Jason, wanna see how fast I can do this read?
Sure.
Also the bio.link. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. Also in the bio link. Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch. This is very unprofessional, Jason. Get yourself together. I'm sweating so bad. My goodness. Find our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, and the latest Spotify music mixtapes. I think we're delirious.
Oh god.
Also, in our bio link is our TeePublic merch. I'm designs, sizes, and colors. Oh my god, I'm gonna pass out. I'm so hot. So hot.
Get to the goddamn read. Oh god.
Terrence Sidebar. Dinner face mask, too big. Phone cases, exclusive stickers, and pins. Just about everything you can imagine. Please tag us with your merch so Lunagar can share it on the socials. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Reviews! Jason, are there reviews?
No reviews.
Please write us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app or Facebook page. Screenshot it, DM us, the pic on Instagram or Twitter. Tell us what you love about the show. It's probably googly eyes. We will read your reviews word for word on our next episode. Jennifer Lopez reads all reviews from this point forward.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Plus, let her go with send your swag. She hasn't thrown any swag anyone in a few weeks, and she will have withdrawals. You don't want to sign a Wendy Lunico, do you? Do you, Jason?
No, I definitely don't.
Do the right thing!
Is she done?
Alright, I'm done. Oh my god, I'm gonna pants out.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. That's when she talks to me. She like looks at me. Oh my god. And I'm responding like I'm talking to her.
Talk to the puppet, Jason. Make sure you talk to the puppet.
Oh
God.
I think you broke me. Well,
Do the right thing, Jason. We should probably go.
Yeah, next week.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, the next week is going to be kind of TBD because we don't know what's going on with him this weekend. So it's a big unknown. So very good chance it may not be on Monday next week. So we'll keep you posted.
Yep. Meanwhile, watch all the other Red 5 podcasts. My fucking glasses are fogged up. I'm so fucking...
Like mine are covered in tears.
Oh man.
So that's it. We can't top that. So we just need to go. I'm gonna stop recording. We're gonna stay live for a few minutes while we eat our brownies. But otherwise, thank you everybody. Oh my god. And for anybody listening to just the last 30 minutes on just audio, you really got to watch the YouTube. That's where all of this comes into context. But until next time, thank you everybody. We love you. And Dave, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
Okay, now what do I click?
What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. Well, you know what really got me? When you're reading, and then you go, and I don't know why when you did that. That just like that was it. That was it. Like I was done at that point. And oh, for fuck's sake.
I made myself laugh. I looked at the damn pen because I looked in the camera and it like Maud like this like oh my god, it's not supposed to open that big. Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah. I think,
help me, Jesus.
I think you killed me.
I had to do that without making noise.
Oh
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't want to be distracting. You were on a roll. She was on a roll.
How can you distract from that?
It would have been tough to distract me.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest. Were you in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
She came in like early on in the read.
Right before you started, like he's like, "We better wrap this up." So I got the food.
Yeah.
So you were watching this from over there.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh god. Oh shit.
Well, now you've set a standard too. Now people are gonna expect to see J-Lo a lot more.
I got googly eyes.
Yeah, this is your fault.
Yes!
Enabler.
Yes! Look!
On
This
stocks.
whole one is yours.
I got
Right.
stocks
I think
now.
I'm only gonna eat half today.
Ew.
I know. Oh, AC.
Yes, please. For God's sakes, turn on the AC.
Okay, this one is yours.
Oh,
The big
good. Great googly moogly.
Oh my god. So I mean, I saw some laugh emojis in the chat, but was that as fucking insane for you viewers as it was for us sitting in the room?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was bad. It was bad. I made myself laugh, and that's not good. I just like I made a mistake of looking at the camera, just like.
Kathy wanted to know when you practiced that.
I did not.
Yeah, that was all on the fly.
Listen, she's bared witness to J-Lo karaoke night because I didn't want to participate, and I had to, so J-Lo participated. What was just drawn on eyes, not the googly eyes.
Yeah, apparently this went over really well in the chat.
Oh, the googly eyes.
Oh man.
I don't know if I can watch it again.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we can top that. That might be as good as it gets. Well, though, we still got the mama doing the read. Like Hank's gonna seem kind of boring compared to those.
Right. I have, courtesy of Kristen, this many googly eyes. We will not run out of googly eyes anytime soon.
Oh, I'm reading the chat. I thought you said I've already bought yam, and my mom has agreed to make it. I'm like, you're buying yam? What does that have to do with anything?
One time you read the chat this entire 2 hours.
It's tough. It's tough when I've got Jennifer Lopez in my face. Are you okay, Jason?
Pull yourself together.
And yeah, I was done after that.
The bigger googly eyes were perfect. Because you
Could see him rattling in there.
see him on camera.
Put some googly eyes on my head.
Yeah.
Just like. Oh my god.
Make myself laugh. That was not.
I'm sure the fact that I was laughing hysterically probably fed into that.
God damn it. Fucking brownie is so good.
Yeah, with the you don't want a whiny Luna girl, do you? Do the right thing.
Yeah. We may have to have Jennifer Lopez do all the read. I mean, for a little bit anyway.
That might be the thing to get the viewers.
Just to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to have to stay. You have to sit through.
Whatever episode we decide.
Yep.
Just to get to J-Lo and the read. Oh, that was good.
Do you want the half of the brownie?
No, I'll save it for tomorrow. Yeah, I fucking like drooled and teared all over myself.
I saw you were like doubled over. Like,
Yeah.
and I was trying to pull away. My string's not that long. I'm like, eh.
I do find it funny that your arm was getting tired by the end.
J-Lo needs a seat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how puppeteers do it.
Yeah. Like, have lived in their arms up all fucking day. Hours and hours, probably.
Like one super jacked arm. Like from having to do that all day. Whoever operates Elmo is probably fucking
Yeah.
ripped on one side. J-Lo's close to Elmo, isn't it?
You
Like,
can do
tonally.
Elmo. You can do that.
Oh my god. We'll let the wheels turn a little bit.
I feel like tonally that could be about the same.
Yeah.
Dessert time with Dave and Jason.
Yep. It's part of our flow. Do the show, have dessert. Oh god.
Brownie favorite kisses.
What well, I don't know if I should say this while we're live, but we're doing like a little pizza party thing for me on Thursday for my going away luncheon. But it's going to be in our secure facility. So I don't know if cuz they've like because we're officially like a real thing now. Like nobody without a clearance that's not cleared to come in can come in. Like period. It's going to offer to
Sounds fun.
yeah. I'll let you know. I'll ask around, see if
I'm even here, yeah.
oh, that's true. Yeah, you might not even be here. But see if any outsiders can come to my party.
Yeah. Just give you my info and have your security manager just
Look it up.
pull my J-Pass.
Yeah. How's the brownie?
Fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Chocolate flavored brownies.
Oh, somebody's saying Kristen rocks.
Aw. Yeah, did you see you're getting a wig next week? Or next
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's too funny. We're going all in on this bit, apparently. Well, we might as well just watch the fucking episode of South Park and talk about it on the show one week.
Right.
There's a lot going on in that episode.
Yeah, there is.
What? I put a written. Whatever.
I can tell you that I was watching Rosie Perez to try and work on a Rosie Perez. It was a very difficult for a dude to do a Rosie Perez is very, very hard.
I couldn't think of what I wanted Rosie Perez to say. And I ran out of time.
Oh, you were gonna.
Have him read something in Rosie Perez.
Oh, right. Bronco Fett said he needs J-Lo to read the Star Wars opening crawl. Oh my god, I can only imagine. Well, we got to do all of them. Well, if J-Lo's going to read the opening crawl, then we got to do every movie. Ooh, maybe that'll be a bonus episode.
J-Lo reads. Jesus Christ.
What have you done?
Missing my face. Maybe.
Well, most of what dropped hit your plate. So,
All right. Like,
all right, Chantal's in. She wants to see J-Lo reading the opening crawl.
maybe we do that as a Patreon. Fuck it. We'll do it for everybody.
Kelly's she's saying, how the fuck am I gonna make a 15-minute TikTok? I guess because like trying to fit the whole J-Lo read into a TikTok. You just got to take the best parts, like me doubled over, him barely able to talk. That's too funny.
Oh my god.
You don't have to finish.
Whoa.
That was a look.
I'll protect you.
Just looking at Dave, he looks like he's struggling to get the last of this down. I'm like, you don't. It's fine. The world's not going to end if you don't finish the last of the brownie. But he's like, you won't tell me what to do.
It's the only time ever you have not finished your brownie.
Really?
Yes, ever. Normally you're struggling right along with Dave.
Yeah.
Not struggling, just slowing down.
Yes, thank you, Kelly, for the happy 250th in 5 years. I can't believe we've been doing this long.
I can't believe we can come up with new bits in after 5 years.
Yeah.
I posted the picture of him when Kathy threw the water on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That in like 2 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, as we were talking about that, I'm trying to think like, what did I say to her to make her upset enough? And I think we were joking around about us traveling without our wives, like all the countries we've been. Something about that, and we might have been talking about Ireland. We might have been talking about Ireland, like, oh yeah, me and Dave have been there a million times, something like that, and then splat ow. I think that's what it was.
She would probably remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll tell me.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. Like today was fine. I just did a bunch of out processing. Had the award ceremony today. I think the next 2 days are gonna be all right, and then Thursday I'm probably gonna be a fucking mess. Probably. Cleaned out most of my desk today.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my books and all my random shit that's been in my desk. Cleaned it all out.
You know what you're not going to miss? Fucking commute.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons I'm doing this. Especially with gas prices where they are right now. Fuck.
Tell me about it. Yeah, it is a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
I want the same battery that is on Perseverance right now. Put that in my car. It's fucking.
Yeah, man.
Never have to worry about fucking heat.
Did the Ingenuity ever come back alive? Because I read a couple weeks ago that it lost power, had some errors, so they had to basically dock it, and then they had the Mars winter coming up, and they didn't think it was going to fly again for a long time, if ever.
You know what? I did not see that.
Yeah.
But saying that, it's like it had flown so like.
Oh yeah, it was well past what they were expecting.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay. I was gonna say
28 flights.
That's great.
April 29th was the last flight.
Okay. But yeah, I think like part of it was like a dust storm covered up all the fucking solar sensors, and yeah, they had the upcoming winter.
All right, so looks like May 6th was the latest status update. Earlier this week's work, I missed a planned communication section. Okay. Just waiting more data analysis.
All right.
But yeah, it's shit. It's done more
Yeah, it did its job.
And did its job and then some.
Yeah, and it's just an unbelievable feat of human engineering. Unbelievable.
Agreed.
Putting another spacecraft, or putting a spacecraft on another planet and have it have that many flights.
Yeah.
Or space aircraft, I should say. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
spacecraft with an aircraft inside, well, with a rover inside, which had a aircraft in that. You know, it was a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces.
Fuck yeah, man. Fucking. All right.
And it all worked.
I'm in brownie coma.
All right, yeah, I got to get to bed here soon anyway because I got an early morning tomorrow.
Thanks everybody
Yeah, you guys are the best.
for watching us eat as per usual.
Yep, you are awesome, and all right, well, we'll talk about Elden Ring at another time, but I am interested, so maybe when I'm retired, I'll have time. So, anywho, good night, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
You're the best.